I have started recording just in case.
Oh, we're recording? Oh, let's cheers.
Cheers towards the camera. Oh, no, your camera's behind you, Showo. There you go.
Cheers to our successful.
Cheers to the end, not of an era. To the end. Woo.
Hey, Tiamat, there you go. Ha.
Or is she? Is it her end?
Until someone breaks the nipple. No one is
For
breaking
some
the
reason,
nipple.
I don't remember what happened last time. Did somebody fill me in?
Yes, could someone want to summarize what happened?
Okay, it's all mine.
Yeah.
Shop, do you want it back, or did you actually? pick
Yeah,
it
no,
up?
no. I want it. I don't know how to.
Yeah,
What was the
it
last
can't
thing
go
you saw?
90 degrees.
I don't think we went.
Oh.
I think we just finished the round that you were in.
Pretty good.
We
Yeah,
ended
for
in
support.
that round, right?
I think it was that
Amazon.
round.
Yeah, it was that round. Yeah.
This is so
All,
good.
the only thing I did is
I mean,
took
it's
your
like
tail
a
attacks,
lightweight.
and that was me.
Yeah,
That
you can
was
carry it
the start.
around, and then you can even like that one too, similar, but the
So
back
same
broke.
thing.
Yeah,
Oh, we
so I
did,
like this one
because
better.
We got to
So
your turn. That was before.
brand wise.
That was the top of the
Should we
round.
just rewatch the last 3 moments? Because I legit forgot what happened like in between us leaving and me rolling the die. For
Well, we can what do you call this?
Summer.
Yeah, summarize it, embellish. Embellish is the thing that I was saying. We can embellish it. So what did people remember? We can just add more into it to just kind of like set the scene of where things were and what happened.
There were some tears.
yes, I cried.
Well, right. So back up a little bit more. So how was the general fight as far as you guys remember? Was it tough? Was it?
Yeah. It was
Because
tough.
on Tiamat's side, it felt like it wasn't tough enough.
See,
That's because she messed up.
She messed up twice.
Twice. Badly.
Mm. She met, I believe, as a DM. No, as Tiamat. Tiamat messed up a couple of different. So one obviously was the immunity fire, called upon by the immunity on lightning, thanks to was it a bronze or brass? Because I don't recall what the colors for the metallic because I was focused on chromatics. I never learned the metallic colors. And then Tiamat also forgot to kind of like use her physical abilities when her body's turn was starting, right? Because I kept thinking that just movement, but yeah, I forgot the claws and the tails. So there were some turns where she wasn't doing multi attacks as well, physical. So
Well,
yeah,
I guess it was like 3, 2, 3.
three attacks per body turn, right?
No, I mean, so like there were only 2 or 3 rounds where she didn't get to do that.
Yeah, a couple,
Yeah.
but still, like it should add up, right?
It should
Because
add up.
because all three would probably hit someone,
Oh yeah.
right? And the tail could be the 360 degree, and like everyone adjacent gets hit with a tail, right? So
Maybe
yeah.
it's a good thing.
I never learned to double check my features, so you know, that's always my problem.
yeah,
I think
yeah.
that can be
It's
kind
one
of
of the first times.
explained. In the heat of battle, you know, she's distracted, she's angry, she's not thinking. She's got 5 heads to do it.
Right, but yeah, so the battle commenced. There were some trepidation in the very beginning because either no one could hit Tiamat before the dragons, either no one could hit Tiamat, and those who could hit Tiamat wouldn't do much damage. And then Valakos called in for Panther, who then sent the 5 dragons closest. And from there, the tides turned quickly, very quickly. You guys, in 1.5 rounds, managed to force Tiamat to go into the second phase, which is then
That was only
activate
1.5.
1.5 rounds.
Wow.
Felt very long.
It was the long list, right? Which then allowed her individual heads to become active, and you have to now start weakening it. And then I think it took another 1.5 to 2 rounds to just defeat the whole thing, right? As far as the question, how much hit points?
I think we went like 5, 6 rounds.
Um,
7 maybe?
Let me check.
Because at one point I was starting to worry about haste wearing off.
We got to round 4. Yeah, so round 4, 4 rounds of the multiple heads. So I guess it was more than just a couple of rounds.
4 rounds of the multiple heads, but then we had 2 2
About
rounds before the
no
dragons
five
arrive.
rounds. 5 rounds of Tiamat after the initiative order. When Tiamat came out, it was 5 rounds, so a total of 9 rounds all in all.
That's actually one of our longest battles.
Yeah.
We've never like almost run into 10 something runs out.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, that actually is.
Wow.
So defeating Tiamat in under a minute.
Yeah, that's
That's crazy.
Wow.
Wow.
See, I mean, like, it was only because of the dragons. Like, we were, like, everyone was hit so bad in the first, like, few rounds.
Yeah.
And then even after the dragons arrived, like, 2 of us fell. Like, yeah, I know. Like, I mean, if it wasn't for the dragons, I don't think we would have made it.
I mean, I think if it wasn't for the apes still being there the first turn or two,
Yes.
more people would have died because they just tanked and annoyed her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, you know, then we still had like 100 hit points or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
Which we did not have. So.
Yeah, so once the dragons were starting to hurt Tiamat, that's when she started going frenzy mode and making all these mistakes and forgetting what she can do because she hasn't been summoned to the material plane for so long and didn't know how to attack well. But a few things definitely helped. The biggest one was Gelfin's gamble with the
That was-
power orb.
Yeah.
Dude, that was dope.
So reviewing the video, Silver Dragon basically defeated 3 of the heads, and then Gelfin assisted in defeating 1 of the heads, and then the Brass Dragon, which you also control, but Sarah took over after you left, defeated 1 of the heads. So that's for all 5 heads.
Yeah.
Through Sarah, yes. Or-
Perhaps his eyes can take the stare to fall. Not Spear, it's just me.
You are a ball.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. I mean, I understand if Jeff disappears in Texas.
The ball was inside of you all along.
It was the balls that we found.
Yeah.
Along the way.
Along the way, yeah.
And then at that point, along with the other attacks, you also forced Tiamat to use 4 of her 5 legendary.
Nice.
4 or
Nice.
5.
Yes.
Oh.
You're
The
right.
last one being the
One head.
big explosion. Yes, 1 for each head, exactly. And what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so because of that, so the way mechanically it was supposed to work, for each legendary resistance that she still had, she would have the opportunity or a higher difficulty for each one left when Ares decides to use the Mythal against Tiamat. But because it was 4 out of 5 used, it was low enough that you were able to trigger it successfully.
Yeah.
And the fact that if you also triggered it prematurely where the heads were still alive, then like I mentioned last time, any of the living heads would focus their attack on you,
Yeah.
right? So all physical and whatever, just to make sure that whoever's holding the lethal will die. But since you activated after all the heads were dazed, and you managed to trigger it, Ares received the experience rather, what the essence that remains in the Mythal. If you want to take it away, and how Ares, or how do you?
Oh. Should I describe the scene again?
Up to you. You can embellish, or how
Well,
you see
okay,
it.
so from Aris' perspective, she was like full Buddha with this mythal in front of her, and there was those 3 lights that were spinning around in a triangle.
Okay, so let me interrupt you real quick, so just for context. Throughout this whole fight, Ares was in a bubble.
Yeah, basically I
Right.
hadn't been touched, no one was interacting with me whatsoever. I was having a whole other episode.
He was
Compared
just
to-
floating in the air, not even touching Tiamat,
Yeah.
just holding and playing with a bubble. Okay.
Having my own, well, it's true because like throughout this entire time, my mind was diving inside.
Yeah.
And I was interacting and downloading information essentially about what to do, memories from my father, Calicass, about how he planned this entire fucking thing from the beginning to be the poison pellet that will destroy Tiamat at the end, essentially. So yeah, I did not know what the hell's going on at all.
And
But-
any movement required someone else moving Ares.
because I was floating I was a greasy little balloon. and little because I had shrunk back to my size.
Mhm.
So it was the return of the demon.
The three-eyed demon or something
What was it? The Grease demon
of Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate.
Did
Yes.
you also have like a cyclops eye when you did that? You
Yeah,
had a third
he
eye
had
or
a third eye
something?
because the third eye opened. Back in
And this time you were levitating instead, dude.
I'm levitating, but now the mythal is my third eye in this case.
oh wow, it's totally Doctor Strange.
Yep.
You know? the ending, the end credits.
I full multiverse of madness inside of my own bubble. But yes, towards the end, with the help of me being pulled around by people, specifically Wolfris and a little bit of Gnarl, I was able to pull out the 3 spheres of light from the mythal, and then they activate. It's super cool. I won't go through over that again, but they were able to. Once they were activated, I entered into a mind battle with Tiamat's soul, which was a battle of our charisma. Which, as you know, I've been charismatic this entire campaign, for good or bad, mostly bad sometimes. But it was so epic. Like what was it? First I won, and then Tiamat won twice, and then she rolled no, and then I had to win one more time. So we're at 1, 1, 2, and then I won one more time, and then she rolled. So it was just up to the last roll whether or not
whether or not you defeated or not. Yes.
And I don't remember how much the discrepancy was because they were screaming so much, but a lot. We beat her by a lot.
It was a lot, but
And it was thankful as well to the enhanced focus after activating the mythal, which increased lowers Aris's dexterity, which didn't really matter because she wasn't able to move anywhere.
Yeah.
Any dexterity
It's
checks.
perfect actually. My dexterity was literally.
Yeah, it was a -10. I think.
And my charisma ended up becoming +15.
Yeah.
Because my charisma is already my highest skill, and then it shot through the roof with that thing. Man, I really wish I could use more spells because hot damn.
I think it was your charisma at that point was a +25 against Tiamat's +27 or something like that.
yeah, she still had a little bit more. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even with that, you were.
It was perfect. Like, it totally felt like the type of thing where, like, Eris had an initial burst out of the gate, and then she started to get pushed back, and then finally took over.
And imagine doing that with a live head.
Yes, coming at me.
Yeah.
I just died.
Yeah, we really lucked out. We kind of accidentally killed them all first.
Yes. What was that? It was Gelfin's bomb. Nuclear bomb.
I mean, I thought Gelfin was a goner.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that's it. That's it. Gelfin's gone.
Well, Gelfin had the good mind of casting, what was it, Expeditious Retreat, that allowed you to go beyond the range.
Yes.
You did it the previous round.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I mean, literally the amount of planning that it took for me to figure out that I could do that probably took me about 3 sessions.
Holy
Because you
shit.
guys kept being exactly where I needed to be.
I just realized the mic's all the way over here.
Who's the only one talking?
You know what I'll do? I'll just increase the pickup for this mic.
We'll have to test to see if it's catching.
Hello, hello.
Which makes me louder, but
Should we turn off the air conditioner to?
nah, I think that's fine.
I bring that mic over here.
It's the cord.
Oh.
I can increase the gain. Give me a second here, just to be sure. But keep on talking. Here is the gain.
Oh, and I
Test.
think at one point, because I realized everybody's still in the way, let me sacrifice a monkey. If I can convince it to walk into the middle of Tiamat, I will misty step away and keep running, and bye-bye monkey, and person underneath too, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Then those guys went away.
God, you're trying to like the beginning if you're talking about the monkeys.
I mean, I had the thought, but like actually, once I realized what I had to do, that just took the last of the session. And I swear that the environment moved you guys in some way, because you were literally exactly where I needed you to be. And then either Tiamat moved or you moved, and suddenly we were in the line of fire. So,
I'm wondering if when we were playing around with stuff, one of us accidentally, like either me or Tiamat accidentally moved. Because it was very easy to move like the wrong tokens, and you couldn't tell so much, you know, because it was a little harder to track where things were.
it's possible, yeah.
Or maybe when the whole thing shrunk, right? Everything was 10 feet, now it's 5 feet. So maybe
No,
that's-
it was after that, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
is that-
it was when I actually exploded. That's when it looked like she had moved.
Oh.
So there's no reason why it could be that.
It's a good thing we didn't decide to have me just take it.
No, luckily, my plan was if I had to set it off and kill somebody, I was going to let the dragon take most of it.
Right.
Bronze Shark.
Yeah.
Was maybe he lived through it, I don't know. But you guys were for sure would have been the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
So, like, you had that thought about using it on Tiamat when you first took it from, one of the shrines?
I'm sorry, say it again?
So, when you originally took it from that shrine, that white temple, right? So, did you have in mind that I'm going to use it for Tiamat, or were you like, I'm just going to keep it, who knows if it'll come in handy later?
Oh no, that was entirely about blowing up Tiamat.
Oh, wow.
I figured, at that point, worst case scenario, if I'm the last character standing, I'll use it one more time, see if I can get any spells back so I can run away. And if not, then at least I blow up something.
Nice.
You got big, literally.
180 points of damage. That was insane.
Insane. I
That,
don't think I've ever seen a number that big.
yeah, that would have killed Valakos 2 times over. Like his
Oh my
health like
God.
57, so it's like 180.
Jeez.
I think that would have killed Rond off by about 5 points.
Wow.
Even wrong.
I think some of the dragons didn't have over 180.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dragons were at 172-ish.
I think mine was 250 because I was a tank, but the magic-y ones I think were a lot. Yeah. It's literally just groggy. Magic ones though, they're weak as fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're recording audio from this video.
Hello,
Testing,
hello.
testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. 1, 2.
I can't see it until I see it moving, but I don't know how large you pick up this. Oh well.
Okay.
But yeah, so at the end of the day, Tiamat's physical form pretty much crumbled as her soul was pulled in, her divinity, her god divinity and soul got pulled in the mythal. And by the power of Polaris and Kalukos, the essence that they have poured into the mythal in preparation for it from years, not years actually. It's been a couple of years, a few years since they found the mythal. It basically entrapped Tiamat as a prisoner. And they have volunteered as pretty much the guardians of the mythal. And as a reminder, the mythal itself was declared or explained that it was the elves and some of the fae created the mythal because, again, fae magic is focused on or triggered more or based on emotions that empowers it to do things. And most fae are triggered by emotions, and that's why it was able to trigger the rage from dragons. In this case, the rage, instead of externally affecting dragons, they reverse it so that the rage of Tiamat is what entraps her within it now. So they're going to continue making sure Tiamat is in a rage that she can't escape.
And I think it was perfect that she was raging at that time when she screwed up, there was a fire immediately and lightning hit. She was like, fuck! And then that's when it was,
Yeah, pull her
entrapped
in and fight her. So at that point then, kind of like what I alluded to, what will have happened is that once Tiamat was pulled into the mythos, she would have lost the temple itself, her domain, would have lost power. So the temple would start crumbling around. And that's why in the I started putting some rubble around the area, kind of like as an example, like things start falling. Yeah, and they're flying around.
I'm gonna get a bowl of chips, Luke.
If you want to put some popcorn there, you can just chop some popcorn. And if you guys want to do some fruit salad and mashed berries, perhaps that as well. But yeah, so the temple would have crumbled around me, but it's tall enough that it's not really much of a risk, especially from with the dragons around you. Kind of they could have blocked it, or just the default. As the rest of the party would be running away, the armies that were fighting, the cultists and the remainder of the dragonborn, which at this point wouldn't be too many, both on both sides, as they were fighting. Would have scattered as well. No one would be waiting for anyone. Everyone for themselves at this point, right? And then as a reminder, right before everything happened, when the Temple of Tiamat reformed for the last time after Tiamat was summoned, we just want to recall that some of the party members did notice that there were 2 power crystals left. One was in the blue, where the blue chapel once was, and the other one was at the. Wait, where was the other one? Oh, southwest.
Southeast.
Southeast. Yes,
was right
where the green chapel would have been that you did not visit, right?
Yeah.
On the northwest area, where the red chapel would have been, that you did not visit, there was no orb, but there was a dead red dragon. You would also see this as everyone would be running off as the temple would start falling and collapsing upon itself.
We need to save the orbs or this place is going to explode.
Well, as you say that, funny enough, there was a large explosion where the green temple would have been as the ceiling collapsed on top of it.
Shit.
Oh wait, the Hope was running towards it, right?
Which direction were you
Orb,
running?
right?
He hadn't gotten very far, wherever he is on the map.
Okay, yeah, so right as you're about to run towards it, that's when the temple starts falling apart and then gives you pause, and as everyone from both sides of the battle realize what's happening and everyone scatter. I don't know if Hope would continue attempting to run towards the
You're not
temple.
gonna like try and get your family out?
No, I think his number one priority is finding the rest of his family, so...
Yeah. So you would return to the White Temple then, where you found...
Yeah, he's probably figuring that his wife is probably thought out, and if not, he's gonna have to do some analysis to figure out what to do with that magic.
As you run, so as you realize what's happening at the temple, because you were heading originally at the orb, and things start falling, Hope would probably realize that, well, the temple is collapsing, so you have the option. Are you running towards the White Chapel, or are you running towards the green?
I think the green one's closer. I think his objective...
It's equidistant,
well,
because the green here and the white was here, and you guys were in the center.
also, isn't your kid trapped behind the black?
Oh,
We left
he's
her
in
there.
the tunnels.
Yeah, it's in the tunnels
One of
with
the
the
kid
rest.
is in the tunnels with those other people.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
But they're outside the temple. It's just
Okay.
connecting
Yeah.
towards the
No,
temple.
I think Hope would assume he's relatively safe. Relatively.
She is a relative, so.
Well, what can he see? Like, if he probably figures so. There's 3 temples they haven't been into, No,
As things are falling apart, the analysis, what would pop up in Hope's mind is that he can only go towards one temple. He has time to go to one temple. Which
Alright.
one was
Did
it?
he tell anybody that his, like, did we know his wife was in the other one? Did someone else go
I don't
get her?
think he called it out. You
Yeah, he
analyzed
definitely-
it, but you
yeah,
didn't
he
mention it.
recognized her. I don't know if he said anything.
Could he have told more?
I don't think so.
I mean, I didn't say anything in the session, but
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, like, would he have? I mean, he might have said something if there was a down moment, but, like, we were also hustling.
Yeah, you were fighting against the
There
white
was no
dragon.
downtime.
when you noticed.
It seems like you noticed in the middle of battle.
I think he wants to sweep the green temple as quickly as possible to see if his kid's there, because he figures there's 2 more temples that they haven't been into, and so he's got 50-50 at least if the kid is in the temple here. So
As you would approach the Green Temple, I already mentioned that the babies would be collapsing. It would be exploding. It would be getting against the rubble. So, yes, you're gonna see something.
If I notice that happening, I'm gonna scream out for Terrell. Terrell, the cunning,
Yeah.
the dragon. Is he anywhere?
No. It's chaos right now as everything is falling apart. People are running every which way. You yell Tyrell, but the rumble and people screaming like "Get away!" It's just over, and it's a large temple, so
Okay.
no one's
Hold on.
responding towards you.
Hope isn't too far away at the moment that we defeat Tiamat. He's
Okay.
gonna see this defeat happen. He's
Yeah.
got some connection with the Copper Dragon, because that's the dragon he was fighting before. I feel like they got along pretty well.
The dragons are focused on Tiamat, though. They won't care about the orbs. So whatever is motivating Hope to do something is not the same motivation as the dragon. The dragons
Yeah,
are
yeah.
there to defeat Tiamat.
But this, like, at the moment that Tiamat is defeated, Hope sees the temple starting to crumble, and he's like, I need some help. And so he's gonna turn and he's gonna look at the Copper Dragon, who is presumably standing in front of a Tiamat who has just had its soul sucked out.
Yeah.
And I think Hope's gonna call to the Copper Dragon and be like, whatever name I can't pronounce. I need some help. And he's gonna wave to him.
You know what? Okay, Hope. I'll let you roll persuasion. Persuade the dragon. So your persuasion is a plus 11.
Alright. He's calling out, help! I need to search for survivors.
Give me a 15.
He rolls a 1.
No one hears it.
Oh shit!
So you are all alone. No one responds to your call. As you call out, I need help, I need to find survivor, you get pushed and pulled every which way by the crowd trying to escape.
Alright, well, he goes towards the Green Temple.
You still go to the temple regardless.
The green?
Well, I think that's the one that's, like, down to his south.
They're equidistant.
Yeah, they're equidistant. There's the green which
Also,
came from
the green just exploded.
Well,
They're
it's
all
gonna, it
exploding.
hasn't exploded yet. It's gonna explode soon
Oh.
because I already described it. It's going to explode as
Yeah.
small. You would also notice, Hope, as you are approaching it because it's now ground level, that as far as if you're looking for prisoners or whatnot, there are no longer any prisoners tied in where the temple used to be because the ritual has been.
Okay, so he doesn't see any prisoners
You don't
there?
see any prisoners as far as you can tell.
Alright. What can he see towards the White Temple?
The White Temple, the frozen people that were left behind.
They're still frozen?
They're still frozen, yeah. Just because the dragons are dead doesn't mean that the magic fades.
Okay.
Similar to when, oh wait, you weren't there, but when you guys defeated the Rothasaurus there, it didn't unfreeze anything. It still stays there in its eyes.
Hope doesn't have an easy way to, like... Alright. If there are no prisoners in the Green Temple,
Not that you can see.
he's going towards the White Temple,
Eight, so 8, around.
frozen people.
as you run toward, as you suddenly quickly, no one's paying attention to Hope. You get a closer look, a better view of the Green Temple. No one's there. Nothing is left except for the orb. You change your mind and you start looking towards the white, where you can see that there are still some frozen blocks of ice, and you can remember that's where the frozen people are. There's still about 10 of them frozen because you managed to stop the ritual. You managed to kill the dragon before that group completed it. From behind you, suddenly you hear boom as the explosion happens in that temple. And similar to when Gelfin detonated it, it just basically took out everyone close by.
Okay, it's like something fell in the orbit and went off.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
No, the green one, where Hope was originally headed.
So,
Yes.
so. at
So
this-
yeah, that would have attracted everyone's attention
Yeah.
as well. Yeah.
So, like, the battle ended, you
Yes.
know, while everyone was like, this.
Yeah, the chaos.
The chaos,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay. Morg, since he's the closest to Hope, he would be, hey, get with Hope, right?
Yeah.
So then he hears this boom. Do I catch Hope?
Sure. Yeah, you can
going-
see him. Yeah, you
heading
see him
to-
looking the other way as the
Okay.
explosion happens.
Okay.
Track him. Yeah.
And since everyone looks okay, then I think Morg would head towards Hope. and
Okay,
see
you're
what
gonna
he's
beeline
up to.
towards Hope
Yeah.
and basically try to beat up. Okay. Aris will be focusing on.
Harris is Wolfers right now, right?
Oh yes. As by the way, yeah, as the bright light of the ritual, blinded everyone. When you are able to see again, like I mentioned originally, Aris is gone, and what remains is the golden dragon, or the same one that was originally holding Wolfer's leg, or Aris' leg in the bubble, is the only one remaining. However, this dragonborn has a similar anklet to Aris, and when your eyes recover, the anklet breaks.
Yeah, Saphir is focused on that shit.
But Aris is gone.
Am I still greasy and levitating?
No.
Okay,
Oh.
that's important.
Yeah. You are no longer affected by the original. Yeah. So, yeah. So, Morg would focus on Morg. No, on Morg. On
Morg.
Hope and Morg. Everyone else, again, temple is falling. Which direction are you guys running?
I think Saphir is like, Eris? Like, she thinks she fucking disintegrated or something.
Yeah.
But then she sees the anklet and she's like, what is happening?
And then, I guess I've been focusing in on this for a while, so it'll take a second for me to come out of it and look down at the ground and be like, oh shit! The anklet broke!
And Saphir's like, yeah.
I'd be like, hey guys, it's the real me!
So wait, so Ares is like literally just gone, and there's just
The
the golden
halfling is
dragon.
gone. Aris is gone. It's just a dragon. The same dragon boy that Aris was talking to.
Oh, where was the Valakos?
Valapus was south of
Okay.
so here's oh, I might have moved people around.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we're right next to each other.
Yeah.
Nice.
Saphir's gonna kind of look at Valakos and then look back at Eris and go,
And Wolfers would be like, oh, I forgot how scaly this was. I need to put Lord Lotion on.
and Saphir is gonna shift into looking like herself and go, ah! So hug
Dragon boy!
Except I can't pick you up.
The
because
temple
you're
is
too
falling
big.
around you.
I'm like, oh shit! And then I'll call out to Organically Thor and Thoranix! Thor!
this reminds me slightly of like picturing bad comparison. Jamie and Cersei Lannister as the castle was
Right.
falling.
That's bad.
Yeah, it's really bad.
I'll be like, Thor, we need to protect this. This has the spirit of Tiamat inside of it. We gotta protect it.
The dragon swoops down and grabs you.
Okay.
And flies northward towards the, towards, the bigger hole now in the ceiling where they
Wait, my friends.
Well, there are other dragons.
Okay, good.
They would start picking them up unless anyone, who did you control, the brass dragon?
Copper dragon.
Copper dragon would be looking for Hope and an Eldon, and would be grabbing an Eldon and then looking at you. Would you fight back, or would you allow them to pick you up?
Oh, an Eladin?
No, you, Hope. Because they're gonna pick up people who were riding them to fly out.
Oh, let's see. I
Would you
think
dodge?
would Hope see it coming?
No, but allow you to dodge if you want to, out of instinct.
He'd probably
Holy
dodge.
shit.
You probably dodge.
Yeah.
I'll allow you to dodge. You don't have to roll. I'll just get it.
Wow.
And then as soon as he dodges, he'd be like, "Oh, dragon!"
Dragon, you know his name.
Yeah, whatever the
He'd
name is.
yell at the dragon. It's like, "My wife isn't like magic ice. Do you know how to thaw magic ice?"
We don't have much time. Not today. Not yet.
Morg will try to assist him, but that's his family in there.
Either you join your family or live and come back. We only have a few seconds left. It's now.
Can I try to
How close is Hope?
I don't know.
The frozen people is not individual. They're blocks.
Oh shit!
Oh.
Yeah, it was a group of people that were frozen.
Oh my fucking god.
Like I mean, Morg will still look the whole thing in that.
The ice may hold. They may yet live.
All right. Hope's like, fine. So Hope would get on the dragon.
Okay, the dragon will do a quick flyby and grab you, and Aladdin one
Gets
hand.
I feel like this is at least part of Hope's original plan, which is get the dragon over to here to shield them long enough to like.
Okay, yeah. But his plan is basically to fly you out first, and then maybe come back.
All right.
That's
Okay.
insane.
Gelfin, your dragon will also look for Gelfin and Gondor. Is there any specific thing that the two will be acting as the temple's folding around you?
Dolphin jumps on the dragon as soon as the option. And he's got actually which is pretty fast.
Yep. The dragon's actually surprised, like, when did this guy suddenly move so fast?
Like, Gelfin runs away very quickly. He's running towards things that are questionable.
That'd be a great character sheet, like plus distance when running away from combat.
It's pretty much what Expedition Sheet is, I feel
Yeah,
like.
pretty much.
I think Rhonda will probably just take a minute, not a real actual minute, but a moment to look at the battlefield and he's really satisfied with how things went.
So Gondor would be standing there, all proud and posture as people are running past him, and he's just looking around.
Soaking it in.
It was a battle.
And then he'll get up the dragon.
Okay, Valakos and Morg.
Yeah, I think Morg would hop on the dragon as soon as the dragon arrives. Valakos would be a little, like, he's still like, Eris. Like, where's Eris?
It's me.
Yeah, no, but
But
still,
you
it's
Right.
like,
snapped up by a dragon
Yeah,
and you
I
fucking
think
left.
yeah, he's like.
Oh, this is
in
biko. It's
physical
sweet rice
material,
with
Eris
coconut milk. It's
isn't
just
there anymore, so he's,
and the brown
like,
stuff
he's
is just
still
for the
hesitant.
He's
coconut.
processing it.
Yeah,
but it's,
exactly.
like,
He's still
fried.
processing it, and
So
but
it's
he's
caramelized
like
with
hesitant.
sugar
But
and
of
stuff,
course,
yeah.
he'll go with the dragon, but he's like
I'm gonna try
hesitant.
this.
It's like, I mean, it almost feels like
Chill.
Eris is being left behind almost.
Okay. What about Saphira and Shiny?
Well, Saphira just saw Eris get swooped up by a dragon, so she's just like, go after them! But like, but she's
There is
about, she's still Eris to her, Haven't had this conversation yet. And yeah, Shiny Scaly would almost like, I want to look at all of the knowledge, but I'm about to be smushed, so no more knowledge here. Goodbye!
And then Aris already in the dragon, Gnarl.
No, it's coming along.
Okay, just get swooped around as well.
he loved those feet. Those
Okay.
dragon feet.
The dragons then, all 5 of the dragons and all 10 of the adventurers are then flown. I am making up new tenses.
They're flown. Flown away.
Flies out of the temple and manage to go a few feet distance. As then from outside, everyone turns back, turns around, except for the dragons as they're maneuvering, and you see from the distance the temple basically starts collapsing against itself. You see some of the people left behind the temple just running every direction as the temple falls around. The caldera shakes a bit, but it seems that only the temple is affected by.
As I'm flying away,
Yeah.
can I just try to make a perception check for Thrill?
Sure. Yeah.
Our whole Coke's other
Who's
child
who's
was
doing the
there.
roll?
Eris.
Eris.
Wolfers. Damn.
Wolfers.
18 plus whatever my perception is.
Yeah. Let me check.
I think it's 2.
Perception is +1.
19.
19.
19.
You do see a green dragonborn amidst the chaos, and seems to be calling out and surrounded by a few of the surviving warriors that are pretty much wounded, but they're heading towards a different exit behind the white dragon chassis.
From my perception, I can see that they're about to be safe, right?
Yeah, you see them actually enter the door, and he's like signaling the rest of the dragonborn around
As
him.
long as I know he's okay.
Yeah, you notice that quickly as the dragons fly out.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. That you.
Hope I hope your other child was not in there.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see. So too.
Can I tempt you guys?
Well, since you brought it, I feel compelled to at least partake.
Oh, you don't know that.
Thank you.
Chocolate sprinkles!
What's that other one on the bottom right?
Bottom. You alright?
Oh my god, these are a
Did you
lot.
try the sweet rice, Max?
I have
Is
some
it
right
the
here. Yeah.
Because I saw something green and said, "What are you eating?"
I have the sweet rice in the fridge.
Oh, there are
Okay.
two of those, so. What
I
one
just,
are yours?
I want to cut it in half. This is a lot for me right now. That's okay.
So yeah, so after a few minutes, then the dragons would land, and everyone would face towards the temple. You would see behind you where the army would have been is just clouds of black and white smoke, the direction towards the army. But at the same time, as the temple disintegrates behind you, you see shadows and silhouettes of large draconic figures basically start scattering all over the place as they leave the battlefield and run away. But you can definitely tell that the army is not even halfway.
Oh,
shit. Wow.
So
What is
a
not
few
halfway?
hours left.
The army we were waiting for.
Yeah, it
Was
was a
never
tough
gonna
battle
come.
for them.
So we are all on a dragon back and we are on the
No, so the dragon basically landed away so that you can
Oh,
watch
away,
the
okay.
temple, but then you can also see in the distance where the fight appears to be still ongoing. The dragon, the cult army was able to hold off the main force.
All that effort to recruit an army and then they just like didn't do anything.
They've failed all 5 rolls, you said, right? Something like that?
Jesus.
So
Wow.
again, so as I mentioned last time, mechanically or story-wise, in the module, the army would never arrive. So they were not supposed to be there. But I didn't. I said like, I want to give them a chance. I just want to make it realistic, so I gave it 5 rolls for like kind of like 5 hours for the army to arrive. We failed all. 3 of them were ones.
Oh!
So they weren't able to advance at all.
The dice
So-
have spoken, man.
It
Yeah,
looks like there's still a lot of fighting going on.
Yeah. It's not like they're defeated. They just couldn't advance.
Right.
They were held at bay.
Severe is worried about Kalar, so the fight's over, like what's happening. And
Yeah, I
it's
mean, so if you kind of like, was there any other thing that you guys want to kind of work in? Or-
Yeah, Wolfus just wanted to, as we were soaring away, just scream at the top of his lungs. If there was no people directly underneath, he totally wanted to piss on the temple, but that's alright. Don't have to do that. But I know in my own head canon that's what he did. Because he was in the dragon's talons, right?
The dragon would feel something warm on his hand. And then
like-
surprise, let's go. I'm not resistant to this. Acid damage.
It's mental damage.
psychic damage.
Yeah.
Alright. Hope, I believe, has a spell slot to cast a locate creature.
Okay.
So once that he's on the dragon back, I think he wants to use locate creature to find his second, I think it's the son?
Second child. Yeah.
Second child. The one he had.
Because you found Brenwyn and your wife, Kathleen, I don't know how to pronounce the name. The last person, do you remember their name?
I don't have my notes in front of me.
The nameless one. Oh no, we don't know. We
The
have
not
faces
favorite
one.
child.
Clearly.
Did not detect.
Oh shit.
So you don't notice
They
it.
are not within, I believe it's 1,000 feet.
Oh, that's
Okay.
okay.
Right? But I'll allow you to cast it right as you start exiting the temple. But you would not detect them within 1,000 feet.
Would you locate them if they were dead still?
They cease to become a creature and become an object in the corpses.
Okay.
So no, a locate creature would not. We are locate object, I suppose. Kind of
Okay.
morbid.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, there is no sign of that third relative.
Okay, have we landed now?
Yeah.
I think Saphira's gonna say, I have to go find my brother. I have to find Kalar.
You would definitely know that they would be.
Well, she has the class.
Ah.
She's gonna say, I have to go, and she's gonna
Oh.
disappear.
Not good.
Whoa.
Are you attuned to it right now? I mean,
Yeah.
Are you not attuned? You have it. No, you are attuned to it.
I'm
That
attuned
is
to
a
it. It's
question.
an attunement slot, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Saphira. Suddenly, Saphira disappears from where everyone is, and you find yourself in the midst of battle. Suddenly, there's like a big pop, and suddenly you're surrounded by flaming fists. The military might of Baldur's Gate, and you appear right behind this Dragonborn yelling out orders, saying, "Fight them! No attack here! No defend there!" You see Raven Guard riding a horse, also pointing towards everywhere, and you're just in the midst of battle. But from the above, you see dark smoke. It's almost as if it's well, actually it is like 3 a.m. in the morning, so it is dark. But embers of fire from every direction. You see people burning. You see siege tanks or siege engines burning as well. You see the dragonflies again clearing up as silver and copper dragons like fanning the clouds, kind of like making way, making the air also breathable. But at the same time, you can feel the burning smoke enter your lungs as you inhale. You step forward and you realize that there's a bunch of dead bodies along the area as well as fallen. You can't even tell if they're like flaming fists or cultists or whatnot. You see some creatures almost as large as giant trolls, but uglier with horns and whatever, are now fleeing and running away from the onslaught of the parts of the army trying to chase after it. There's also some disarray happening here, but you can tell from everyone around you that everyone is tired, sweating, and panting, but just trying to hold on as much as they can. Raven Guard suddenly yells, "I don't care what's happening, but they're retreating! Rally the forces! Time to advance! We need to help them!" And they're just forcing forward, and then yeah. And Kalar suddenly turns around and you see Kalar and he just sees you and just suddenly like screams in surprise. "What are you doing here? What happened?"
Saphira's gonna have just a second to be really proud of him for like ordering, like she saw him
Wipe that
standing
grin
in
off your
that-
face!
because the day is won, my brother.
What? As he suddenly, like, tension kind of like, you see some relief in his face, but also a look of disbelief, like, what are you talking about?
Tiamat has been vanquished. We are victorious.
We are victorious! He shouts out, and everyone looks around at Kalar like, what are you talking about, stupid? There's still an army around us! Raven Guard, you see him kind of like hear it, see what the commotion is. Right, his horse turns around and rides towards you.
I'm
He's
gonna
like,
wave my
Lady
scimitar
Saphira!
at him.
oh wait, what's your form right now?
Oh, I'm a dragonborn. I look exactly like Kalar.
Okay, but you're not Zerandor or?
I'm not Zerandor.
Okay.
No, I turned back into
Turned into
Saphira
Saphira.
as
Okay,
soon
you
as
did
I
turn
could.
into Saphira.
Yeah.
Okay. He writes back and seeing Kalar, and you look like Kalar, right? So like, what about victory?
I should say. Saphira's not not good with victory. She's good at killing things. She's like, we have defeated Tiamat. They are retreating.
As this happens, Saphira, you suddenly feel very lightheaded.
Oh,
The excitement probably caught on, up with you, and at this point, suddenly, I need you to roll a Constitution with disadvantage.
Oh.
disadvantage?
Disadvantage, yeah.
Jesus.
Saphira's spread.
Not that great.
Oh no.
I only used one ball spawn thing. It should be okay. Ugh, a 3 is the worst one. The other one was a 19. That would have been nice.
Constitution
Yeah.
plus 3. What was it?
A 3.
Oh. Wait, how did you get the 3? It's a plus 3.
I said I rolled a 3.
Oh, so 6 total.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
You said disadvantage, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So at that point, Gaylor says, well, I'm trying to make sure that this starts speaking. Oh no, it didn't. There, whatever. You suddenly feel very faint and weak, and you kind of like start slumping. Kaylor grabs you, but also tells Ravengard exactly what Saphira mentioned, that Tiamat has fallen. And he said, then the perfect time! Advance! Cavalry! As fast as you can! Up the mountains, the rest will follow.
Saphira's gonna try and say, not the Dragonborns.
As you reach, her says, sister, come. And as everything fades to black, and you faint. Whoa.
That's new.
I'll get back to you in a second. Anyone else doing anything? Yes.
From my father's memories, I know where the rest of the Firebrand tribe is, right? They're not in the main.
They're not in the main. They're outside in one of the caverns of the caldera.
Okay. I feel like I want to either make contact with Thrall or make contact with them.
How? You're outside the temple.
I want to ask Organic Tyrannix if he can help me.
He does not know, like, where do you want to go?
I can communicate that, right? Like, I know that.
You know that there's some, you don't know where the location is. You know there's some, they're in the caldera area, but you don't know which one of this. When you enter, there were a lot of caverns, right? So you don't exactly, you know that they're around the area, but not exactly where.
Oh, okay. So I don't have the exact number.
You don't have the exact, yeah.
Okay. In that case, I would want to return back for Thrall to contact him, because I feel like right now, Wolfers' main mission in his head is to reconnect with the tribe and consolidate the power around protecting.
Sure.
Yeah.
So if you want to tell that to your dragon,
Yes.
he says, if that's what you wish, hop on. And then you guys will be flying towards the temple.
Thank you, Thor.
Yeah, so as you fly towards there, anyone else doing anything?
I'm flying back to the temple. Yeah. I don't know if you'd probably see me later.
Wait, well, last track I had on Oak, he was flying away from the temple on the dragon, because that's just the way the dragon wanted to go.
Yeah, because
Right.
you're crashing
So
around.
basically what happened right now is they flew you out, landed somewhere, and then Saphira disappeared, and then convincing Thor to go back. Basically, he wants to go back to the temple that has fallen at this point.
Oh, if Hook overhears that, he's like, yes, I need to go back as well.
All right, let's go.
Okay, so the two of you fly. Okay,
Yes.
that's fine. So you're
Which
heading toward the
dragon are we
temple.
Thor, the gold dragon.
What's the gold dragon's elemental?
Fire.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys are flying over there towards. Anyone else doing anything? Valatos, Morg, Gelfin, Gondolf, Gnarl, and Eladin. Right.
Who's landed?
Yeah, they landed you away in a safe, relatively safe area, so that you saw the temple crumble behind you.
Where's the Colts army right now, relative to us?
The far away, lower in the mountain. So far away, yeah, you can't even see them, but you can see like where the fighting is by the billowing smoke behind you. So you're almost in the middle between the temple and the army, but closer to the temple.
I'm not sure if this is available. Can you check Gelfin's spells? Does he have, is it minor illusion, I think?
Gelfin, I don't think druids get minor illusion, but let me check for you.
Maybe a cantrip, I'm not sure.
You have Druidcraft, which is flame. You have mirror image. Nothing about illusions.
Okay, never mind. I don't know why I thought it was. I'm gonna look around all of these guys and say, any one of you have the ability to cast a minor illusion?
Is Hope nearby? Did Hope hear this? Or no?
No, Hope and Eris would have flown at this point.
Shiny has thaumaturgy, but that's it. I think it's not a minor
No, it's
illusion though.
No.
It's like sound.
Yeah.
Well, it's just
It can be like it can do like lights and stuff, but only if there's already like something there.
Yeah, exactly. Like it can brighten and dim, flame stuff.
alright, well, I think I might have thaumaturgy. Do I have that?
No.
Okay. Then I will say to the ones that have it, can you cast something to let the people in the battle below know that their dragon god is dead? They should give up the fight.
Oh,
Someone has a skywrite or something, right?
yeah.
Now is it?
Yeah, I think Anelin has a skywrite.
Does
Do
she
you
still
have
it left?
that's let me check.
You might have a spell slot. I don't know.
What are you gonna write?
Skywrite is a second level. So you don't. Annalyn doesn't have a second level, but she does have higher level slots, so she can use those.
Okay.
So she has a third, fourth, and fifth.
All right. Wait, who's talking to her right now?
Gilpin's addressing the whole group thing.
Okay, so Gelfin's saying someone needs to, let the army know that.
We need to discourage all of these cultists from continuing the fight. We're costing our side lives. If anybody can put up a message or some sort of minor miracle that lets everyone know that we have defeated Tiamat.
All right. So Neldon's thinking about this. She could do something just like Tiamat has fallen across the sky. But like, I'm thinking like, is that going to be convincing enough? Do we need to say something else?
Well, at this point, remember the chromatic dragons are now starting to spread out, like they're retreating from the sky.
Yeah, so everyone's probably wondering why. So
Yeah.
if you do that, it'll solidify it.
All right. Yeah. So.
How long will those messages be?
What does Skywrite say?
Skywrite says you cause up to 10 words to form in part of the sky that you can see.
Tiamat has fallen. Give up the fight.
No, because that could be going to.
Oh yeah.
I was thinking about something like Tiamat has fallen, hail the metallics, or.
Up to you.
Hail the Alliance. I don't know what
Hail
you
the
call
Alliance,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. Are we the Alliance? Is that what
Yeah.
one of your
Yeah.
color spells?
Whatever you guys, yeah, sure, the alliance.
Whatever the name is.
Yeah.
Alright, I like that. Tiamat has fallen, hail the Alliance.
You do that as you wave your hand and gesture, and you see the billowing smoke and green clouds used to emanate from Tiamat's temple, starting to start forming words in the clouds, basically spell out what you want, and it's very clear. You see that you spell it out in common, but you don't know what happens because they're so far away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Nice.
Okay, so that's what you guys are doing. Good? Anyone else? Anyone else?
Oh, Rondolph, which I think is on Nelligan's normal team. Are we teammates normally?
I don't know.
Sorry?
Rondolph and Nelligan are on a team.
On the same team, yes.
Oh, okay.
On the smugglers team.
So he'll run up to Nelligan and he'll say, "Look what I got you!" And he hands over that, I think it's some sort of bicycle wand.
Oh,
very nice.
yeah, the winter wand or something like that.
Oh. And Illidan's eyes light up. It's like, toys.
Now remind me that happens, and I'll switch it because I don't know if you guys are even using the characters.
Darl, as soon as he's safe, immediately puts on the shoes and tries to walk around them and starts tuning. He's
Okay.
slobbering the entire time too, just like fucking shoes. Yeah.
It'll take an hour.
And Shiny's like, can I take a look at those? I don't want them. I just want to know what they do.
Just like Eris, Darl will be like,
And Shiny's gonna
Anything special with Valakos?
No, like he's still processing the fall of Tiamat and Eris's.
Yeah, and as a Valakos, you might be thinking like you want to approach this golden dragon born wolf, and then suddenly you see him jump on a gold dragon and fly away. Back to the temple.
Typical Eris.
Yeah.
Is it typical Aaron?
I don't
think
know.
I don't think he even did that before.
Impulsive.
Yeah, impulsive, perhaps. All right.
If you also saw me piss on the temple, then that's how you would know it's typical Aaron.
No. Saphira didn't see that for her own sanity.
Okay. I'll just summarize kind of like what happens, and we'll get back to some of the people. As the army of the dragon called dispersed and allowed the rest of the army unimpeded to continue towards the temple, the golden dragon would have reached the temple of Tiamat, or where it used to be planned, and you see basically devastation as debris is only what's left. The door where you saw Tyrell, think of the name, exits leading the other dragonborns have collapsed as well. The ice figures, however, protrude open from the rest of the debris. You can see some of them, but it looks like they were not crushed at all. The magical ice remains strong. You land, I assume you're gonna ask the dragon, hey, can we melt this ice? He would say that it would take magical means to do so. For breathing fire would probably melt them as well. So we have to dispel the magic and somehow do it, because they don't even know if they're still, he doesn't even know if they're still alive or just frozen.
Okay.
Breathing fire at them while it would melt the ice may also harm the creatures if they are still alive. So he'd rather not do it. You probably want to have mages or someone else in clerics kind of like extract them safely. So at that point, he suggests wait for the army and maybe they can transport them. And then see. They're preserved. Hopefully, if they're still alive, they're preserved, so we can transport them. That would be the suggestion. Unfortunately, Wolfers, what happened?
You're right, like this.
Yeah, it sticks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm covering it so that it doesn't.
Goodness. It's like I have pox or something.
That is the disadvantage of changing back to the Dragonborn. Everything sticks to your skin.
Yeah. Oh, it was so much more convenient to have halfling skin.
But yeah, so you are unable to dig through where the door of both where the back side of the White Temple is, and maybe you even fly towards the back door towards the Black Chapel where you guys entered it, and that is also in collapse. Basically, it's just an empty ground. Not empty ground.
And Thor would have tried to help me. We wouldn't have been able to do it together.
He wouldn't be able to. They could try digging through it, but you don't know how far the cave in is.
Got it.
Alright, so we can't tell if the people were in there when it collapsed, or?
Yeah, you can't tell. But I'll just summarize it. So eventually, if no one else wants to say anything, so there is still passed out.
How long are they sitting in the temple then?
Who is?
After.
Oh, you guys can just stay there until the army comes. That's fine.
How long is that going to be approximately?
Maybe, let's just say maybe at most an hour, because now the army's now speeding towards the
Can you
fastest one.
check Hope's spell sheet? Does he have a slot for legend lore?
Legend lore? Okay, let me check. That's a feature, right? Not a spell.
No, it's a spell.
It's a spell. No, you don't have a 5th level spell anymore.
Okay.
I think you use it for temporal shunt or something.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay. So that said, the army arrives. Yes.
What happened to the third party?
The third party?
The one who went for the drag con. Skoo and the others. Because they have been there for like 7 hours.
It's been a while.
Just protecting the draghorn.
That's what we told them to do.
Yeah.
Are they dead? Do you want them to die?
No!
Okay, you think they can survive? If you want, you have some characters in there You can tell me like how they fought and survived, or put themselves barricaded themselves or something.
I
You can
think
come up with a story.
they
if you
did
want.
barricade
We were
themselves.
like
yeah.
when we left off, they were making a stone barricade,
yeah.
and what's this? I forget who was making the draghorn noises every time anybody came
Oh my
close.
god.
Max's character.
Holy shit. I forgot.
You know what? Instead of the DM deciding, I'll let you guys decide. What story do you guys want to continue with them? If you also want to sacrifice, saying like, yep, my character died, that's also fine. Tell me,
I don't.
what do you guys want to say about that?
The way I I just picture it right now is they would be there for days until they're found and then they're told we won and they're like, why didn't you tell us?
They're like the soldiers on the islands who they'll find
Yes,
like a decade
yes.
later who thought the war was still happening. Like, we've been here for 10 days.
Yeah, that's how I imagine it.
Okay.
I
Anyone
don't
want
know
to add
about
to that?
days. I don't know how believable it is that the thing was still going on days later, but I feel like they still would have kept doing that.
How many hours were we between entering the temple? Actually, if you have between when the thing stopped and when Tiamat was killed.
Okay, so
Last time we stopped, we were trying to take a short rest.
the
Yeah.
party split between the Draghorn group and the people who were heading towards the temple at 15:29.
Okay.
The battle ended at 3:22.
So basically like 12 hours almost.
Almost.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it depends on whether.
So did anything change down there?
No, because it's the caldera. That's not part of the temple. So it was
Like-
part of the maze
But I
area.
mean, like, what about the enemies that were periodically walking around there? Did they
I
ever
think
get
that
the
kind
message?
of depends because like the other group was like, oh, we'll cause a distraction, but like they won't try and get the draghorn back on, right? Like, I guess it depends on.
There would be a
How much of a
the
distraction?
different set of cultists and soldiers guarding that area that are not part of the temple.
How much of a distraction did our fire cause?
Well, first we collapsed the tunnel, and then we made the fire. Well, that group made the fire. The other group collapsed the whole tunnel.
On the temple side.
Yeah, on the temple side.
So the area where they are would not have been affected by that. The fire would definitely have attracted attention, so there would have been an army or group that would help extinguish the fire because that's part of the treasury, right? But that's where I'll just leave it off and then you guys tell me a story.
This requires some coordination.
Okay, so you guys can think about that. You can leave them as a Schrodinger's team. Either they're alive or they're dead.
That's my proposal to the team I'm with. Because I think my character, whose name I can't remember, realizes that she's out with spell slots, except for one.
You were Yvonne Splinter Spear.
Okay, so Yvonne.
Or wait, were you the cleric or were you the mage?
She was Yvonne because I was Nova.
Okay, you were Nova. Okay.
And she's going to suggest to the team that it's like, how critical is the success of keeping this horn from being blown to you? Tell me now that you're willing to die for this.
Who was that? Pindimple.
You were Pin Dimple.
Pindimple, I remember his character is more like,
He was a warlock.
if you all believe this is important, I am willing to die with my friends. That's his thing. He just wants to be with y'all.
I don't remember what Nova's.
He's gonna rogue one this shit.
Maybe. I mean, I'll tell you my plan, and then you guys tell me what you think we would do. I don't know what's Nova doing because you changed her from what I
I don't
played her, so.
remember how I played. She's a gambler,
You were
right?
the great
Yeah,
skill,
right.
right? And then you
Roll,
were
she flip a coin, roll a dice
you were
on it.
skewer, pole.
Okay, and you
Pole,
came up
yeah.
with.
King.
I mean, it depends on what what exactly you're suggesting.
Yeah, well, the question is, are you willing to die here for this cause?
She flips a coin. Let's see. I don't have any like.
Just flip a do it to D20. We have to give the sign.
Oh yeah, 10 and above. That's a 20. She really wants to stay and die. Not die, but really wants to stay. She's like, I think we can make a great barricade. I think we can take short rest in this area. I think we can coordinate this. You can keep that, bird, like the horn sound going. I think we got this, guys. We're so good.
Sound going.
Okay, what's everybody else? Who else is there?
Yeah, school would be like, yeah, of course, willing to die, but not without a fight. So, like if we have to die, we'll die fighting.
Oh, you'll die fighting. So here's my plan. I have one spell that I can use. The way I think it works is that I can blend into a piece of stone and become part of it. And until I want to come out, I'm basically stuck with it. So I want to become part of it, because it's made of stone, right?
The area is, yes.
But not the horn itself?
Oh, the horn is not made of stone now. It's made of a dragon horn.
Oh, okay. Well, then let's just pile some of the debris in my hands, and I will solidify myself into this stone thing so that you can't blow into it. And I can't get a short rest or anything like that, I don't think. So I won't be able to recover immediately, but I can just stay in there indefinitely. Meanwhile, you guys maybe you could take a couple of short rests to recover some of your spells and just try to keep everybody off us.
I think that's what we were going to try and do, because Nova has something where she can get some things back in a short rest. I think. Can't remember. We were building a stone wall barricade. Best we could.
So that at least would be my plan, to maybe make it out alive, although it's still kind of iffy because of the police tower.
I feel like we created a lot of chaos. We were throwing things in the treasure room and getting those statues to go in weird directions because I had a really good mage hand. We started that fire in the tapestry room that a bunch of people had to come and put out and scurry around and deal with, like, treasure stuff. Like, I feel like they had, a good period of time to be busy during, and then I'm hoping by that point, stuff in the temple would be going wrong enough that
The last fight, the fight with Swift Edge ended actually at 1810, which is about 2 hours before the main party entered the Black Chapel to speak with him.
Oh wow.
They had collapsed the tunnel and stuff like that already, right?
Yes, but that was in silence.
Okay, yeah.
Right? So only the people in the immediate area would have known that the thing collapsed at that point. Yeah.
Okay, so Liam, tell us this then. While we were in there for about 12 hours, like, trying to barricade ourselves and all, would we have been attacked by cultists or no? I think that would determine if we survive or not.
Let me think here. So, between the two, because if there were any distractions that would have attracted your attention around the temple, it would not have happened until, I would say, 3 hours after the fight. So at that point, your area where the draghorn would have been investigated by some people.
Even though the thing is...
While some of the cultists were extinguishing the fire, some of them would have been sent to check on the draghorn, because 3 hours of the draghorn not sounding is definitely very
But they don't know it's not sounding.
So after 3 hours, it would why is it constantly sounding? Why does it only sound when people are about to check? There's a big difference.
Rolls, though?
And it definitely does not sound as loud.
Okay.
Go check the record, okay? Sir, it sounded, but I don't hear it. Go check again.
No, sir, it's really sounding.
I said go check again. I don't hear
But I hear it.
it. That's like 3 hours right there, Blue. So we're okay.
I think we can use Brian's for the time we're there, because the first 2 times he was raced there, and if I know interns, it's like on the third one he just takes his time.
It's like, I'm
It's
gonna
like
get
he's
back.
sitting there ready. This thing's on fire. Like, they don't pay me enough. I'm hungry. I really kind of want to take a nap, but nobody's checking Discord. Maybe I'll take a nap over there. They won't notice if I'm
So
gone.
we can go back and decide what happened to them then, and you guys can just either talk about it offline and just tell me. Because either way, I'm fine with them living. I'm fine with them dying, depending on what story you want. But there's still some other things I want to cover and some things that I want really to cover, and it's about 8:30, so this one. Okay? Yeah, so we'll get back to them. We'll decide what happens with them. Because even if they survive, they probably won't be part of the story unless there's like one shot or one something with them, right? So not as important.
Yeah, and at least like in my head, like I want to give them a chance to survive.
Sure,
so,
yeah.
I mean, like in case you decided to die, unless you like a one shot to play it
kind
out.
of like play it out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right. And just throw like
part of my
100
plan-
enemies at them and see.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
if we actually had continuous thing, one of my plans was we're going to switch back and forth between the two and see. Because again, there was the opportunity that I mentioned to those who stayed that there is an entrance from their area into the temple behind the Red Chapel. So there was the opportunity for them to join the main fight as well, right? So I had that all planned, and there were some things that we could have done. But because we didn't do them, we can do it as a one shot. It's just basically fighting and seeing what happens, right? So yeah, we can play it out if you guys really want to. Okay. So that said, that's aside. Eventually, the army or the vanguard, is it the vanguard that they sent for, or is the vanguard the one that stays behind?
Vanguard is
The first, the front line, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the vanguards would have, they would be ordered in a hurry. It's a mix of all armies and mercenaries that have horses and cavalry. The fastest, the swiftest groups of the whole alliance would have rushed in, seen the party that was watching over the temple, and then some of them would be sent towards the temple as well to just basically excavate and see what else is left behind and clear everyone. And they would be assisting. You guys would have then told them about the eyes, and they will figure out how to like transport them and make some logistics of like send some carts and whatnot and other assistance, while the rest are chasing the army of the Colts as best as they can. But some of them would escape as well, right, as they disperse, and are basically they are routed from. If it's a total war, you see them running away, right? It's run, rally! They're not following my orders anymore.
Oh man, I haven't played it so long.
But yeah, so that's kind of like the feel of it, right? But you, at this point, the caldera, while there are again mazes and tunnels within the caldera, they would have sent people out there as well to just start investigating, but that would take some time. At this point, then unless someone stops me, we'll just fast forward it to kind of like the aftermath. You guys are okay with that?
I can't ask why Sophia passed out.
We'll get to that because
Oh.
you're still passed out at this point.
Fast forward?
Yeah.
What?
You pass out and KR is taking care of it.
Oh my God. Okay.
30 years in the future. It's been 30 years.
Everyone is dead and only Sophia, but she doesn't age anymore.
Oh my God, I don't.
You don't age at all.
Wow.
Okay. So,
Can we turn this off because I want to be able to hear clearly?
oh, is it too loud?
Yeah.
Ah, damn it.
Try not
I
to
turned it
touch
off because I just didn't want to make it like if it's too warm.
Yeah.
Wow, it's so
We can turn it back
quiet.
on if it's. Yeah. That's why I was like very loud. I'm pretty sure we could not hear anybody talking on the recording.
That was the difference between my old computer and my new computer.
What is the sound?
No, that fan
Oh my
going.
God.
Okay. So then aftermath, what happened? Actually, I guess before the aftermath, I have to finish Saphira's thing. Saphira, you don't know how much time has passed because all you remember is you fading away. As in like fainting, right? You feel the last thing you remember as your vision begins to fade is Kalar catching you, you feeling weak, and you're seeing him basically scream out for help and pointing at you and calling out for someone, and then he closes your eyes. The darkness, shadow, silence. The thing that you feel, no, the thing that you see and recall is the feeling of jumping up in the air and landing at this red-skinned giant creature as you decapitate the terror, and landing on the ground as it suddenly blends into the shadow and faints in the ground. That scene repeats in your mind, and as you recall how you defeated the ball tail, the terror ball. And this time, when you recall the scene, and again you land on the ground one more time, and again you're kind of like mystified, like what happened to the body, where did it go? You hear a laughter behind you. Like, it was hard to reach you, my child, for that was not my domain. But now I can see you ever so clear. And I feel that your power has grown stronger now. Where was your brother? The one I speak of. Your half-brother. Velcros.
Wait, he said where was Velcro?
Did you find him? The wayward child.
She's gonna go, yeah, he turned this gross monster.
And you ended his life. For I feel it within you. You have grown stronger, closer.
She's gonna kind of like look at her hands and say, I don't feel any different.
You look at your hands and yes, everything else around you is dark. It's basically nothingness. You're just in a room that is dark. You can't even see the floor or the ceiling. And you hear the voice speaking behind you. And you turn around, and every time you turn around, the voice is still speaking as if they're behind you.
I think she's realizing that like something's weird. She's like, where are we? Why are you here?
I have always been here.
That's comforting.
Yes, does it not? I am here to give you the boons that we have agreed upon, the promises that I have given you, the things that you have used whenever it is convenient, not all the time, I admit. But if it suits you, you have called upon me.
I don't like depending on other people's power.
And yet it suits you, does it not?
In times of need, it can be useful.
You have killed those who have been deserving, and judged those and maybe spared those who have not. But really, you have delivered death to many.
Yeah, that's fair.
How are we really different, my child? You do not have to relish death, but you are definitely open to give it to the masses.
I do what I have to, when I have to. I don't enjoy it just because I'm good at it.
I have heard yourself inwardly celebrate the death of your foes.
Yeah, I
Do
wasn't
not
trying to kill
pretend that you
me.
do not enjoy it. You do not have to lie to me, child. For here I offer you more power now that you have. You have inherited that of what was from Velcros himself, God of Valor. Would you be open to more? Or should I then offer this to someone else who is more deserving or more willing to follow?
You say, what's the catch?
You lose your powers and I go somewhere else now.
No, to getting more power.
Always deliver death. After all, my child, you have and are the champion now, the god of death. All I ask is the same. Deliver death to those who deserve them. You are the one to judge who deserves death and how they deserve it.
And our agreement will still stand.
It always has.
I
All
suppose.
I only ask, my child,
Do not fear the gift I give you. They're a gift for you to use.
In my experience, gifts don't come for free. Not
They
really.
do not, of course. This is all for my return and the return of the god of the earth.
Yeah, fair.
I feel hesitation. Why? Why when it only benefits you, my child?
I prefer being the only one in my head, to be completely honest.
Then, one thing is left. Find Abdel Adrian and kill him.
I don't think that solves this problem.
There is no problem. It is a mere what needs to be done. Chase the rest of the ball spawn. Your siblings, and be the only one left.
Except Kalar, right?
So long as you follow a pact, I have promised to leave Kalar untouched and uncursed with the blood that runs through him.
Severus is kind of like, okay, well, the next step was Caius, right? So, still
So long
working
as you
on that.
oppose Caius, yes, but primarily also remember to look for Abdel Adrian and dispose of him or he dispose of you. Such is the way of the ball spawns.
I'll see what I can do.
Be ready, for you have the opportunity to become the god of death. And after that, Saphira, you slowly open your eyes, and at this point, you see the rest of the party congregating around a bed, and you're lying in it. Kalar closest to you. The rest of the party would be probably talking, and Saphira has been out for at least a day and a half.
Oh, Valakos would be praying like right next to
Valakos, you would have tried healing her, remove curse,
Yeah.
everything, and some of the clerics and healers would have come and just examined Saphira as well. They would have said she probably have just been so exhausted from the fight. You could not discern any magical something, anything physically or magically wrong with her. She was just asleep for a very long time. Now the question is whether or not you will share this information with the people in the room or individually, but that is up to you. But
Who's
that
in
is
the
what-
room?
I'll just say the main point, Valakos and none of the extra characters, the
Okay.
immediate friends that you
I
have.
mean, she's not gonna realize she's out for so long. She's gonna wake up and be like, Kayla, are you okay? Where's Eris? Is Eris still a dragonborn? What's going on
They
with
would,
that?
Kayla would have quickly grabbed your hand and you're finally awake.
Finally! This is like a couple hours, right? It's fine.
And,
You need a nap.
and he would explain, yeah, you've been out for a day and a half and we
30
slow
years!
work.
You've been gone for 30 years!
Hi, Eris.
Dolphins are a very old man. And he says, welcome to the world of tomorrow.
It's like, haha, guys, you're so funny.
And I'll punch in Sean and be like, I know you can come back.
And at this point, well, we try to do that as well. Because it's been a day and a half, the party would have had the opportunity to kind of like examine, talk to Aris, or roll first at this point, so I'll let you guys do that as well. So, if you want to.
Without Saphira?
Sure, yeah.
Sure.
This is when Saphira would jump in, but at this
Yeah.
point, you guys would have at least established something.
Okay.
If
Where's
anyone wants to
Aris?
ask roll first.
Where's Eris?
Bro, she's in there. I was Eris and Eris was me. See? Look, and I'll put up my leg except this time, except there's no anklet. Is there an impression?
No,
You
because
can
now
scale.
you have a scaled foot instead
Scales.
of leg. It's
Oh,
no
do you
longer-
have the anklet?
No, I
oh,
squashed
the
it.
remaining- oh, okay, you squashed it.
Yeah.
So, so basically, Wolfers destroyed
Yeah, no, no,
evidence.
just curious. Oh. Where's Eris? But okay.
I still have my bag of holding, right? Okay, good. I'll be like, look, bag of holding.
So.
Skeleton chandelier.
So Valakos, like in his head, is like,
All this proves is that you killed Eris.
Tim just said, "I've sacrificed Ares so that we may live."
Oh my god.
I mean, how could I prove? Oh, let me just take a short rest and then I'll, or not. Let me take a long rest and then I'll show you one of my fairy tricks.
Since it's been a day and a half, I mean, you would have been able to do that.
Oh,
anyway.
there we go. And
No,
I'll just be like,
It would be after a
No,
day,
I
though,
think
so
Avalkos
it's first, yeah.
would like immediately like move his tail like in a circular motion, and then Ares use a skip.
yes,
Right?
yes.
So
Skip it.
like you'd like
Be
do
like,
this.
oh
and,
yeah.
Oh, it's Ares! And then I go hug it, bull first, but it's still awkward because
How,
like,
how
'Cause I'm
tall
bigger.
is Wolfrus?
Do you have my sheet?
You can just say, like,
He's
what-
pretty tall, like, cause he's a dragonborn, right? Yeah.
They could be between 5 and
I think he is probably as tall as you. at this
oh
point,
no,
yeah.
okay.
You have this full-grown dragonborn. He's
Yeah.
just skipping it.
And just to solidify it, I still got my balls. And I'll just go, and then the balls will drop.
Okay, there's definitely
Yeah.
Ares. Yeah,
Yes.
Okay. So,
Do I have that ability? Shit. Do I have that
You don't
spell?
have animate
Oh,
objects.
so the balls literally just drop.
They just
Yeah.
I'm like, shit. Oh shit, I have different powers now. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, is Sophia awake at this point?
If no one else wants to add anything,
I don't know if
to
anyone
community
wants us to.
context,
Well, once Hope is done a long rest to recover his spell slots, he would use legend lore on the frozen people.
Okay, so you would actually, so maybe Hope started in the group and is assisting. No, I would say like part of the time. So the party would definitely have been tired because if we have gone almost 24 hours, then people would have exhaustion, right? Because there's
Right,
no long
right,
rest. But you guys would have rested and maybe at this point, yeah, did your own thing within the day. So waiting for Saphira, and it was just by chance that everyone was in the room when Saphira woke up, right? So I'll allow that. So in legend lore, Hokreth, if you focus on the ice itself is not legendary at all. It doesn't have a tail. It's the mages would have told you that this is definitely draconic ice, with some enchantment as well, used to preserve possibly the prisoners so that they can torture them more, or preserve them so that they would be quote unquote fresh for the ritual. The best way they can do is cast this spell magic every day and then just wait for it to thaw and not to hurry it. So it will take probably a week to thaw them, and then after that they can start healing them, but it will be a process. At this time, however, at the same time, after a day, some of the soldiers who were sent out to scout the remaining area around the caldera would also have reunited you with your child.
I would have asked if they found my bulwarks badass.
Yeah, I would say so as well. So they were able to save the group that you barricaded.
So could we find out what happened to them?
Yeah, so they tried to open the door,
Yeah.
but it was barricaded enough that they thought that it was being protected from the other side, and the cultists on the other side did it for a reason.
Ah.
So that they prevent the exit from whatever creature killed Ilthane or the Black Chapel.
Oh.
So they were untouched, but when the temple fell, because it was locked, people ran the other direction.
Yeah.
But they were able to dig through them from the other side and found them, and was able to save those prisoners that you have.
Perfect.
They were not able to find the other person that you would have debriefed the party, saying that there was a prisoner who was injured in one of the cells that told you the direction of the entrance to the temple.
Oh, that person.
The Zentarim.
Yeah, the
What
Zentarim
happened to
spine.
him?
No one could find him. So you gave the description, but he was amidst all the other dead people. I mean, they couldn't find. There was no one else in the prison areas where you left them.
What?
So no one knows exactly what happened to him.
But Hope
He
only
hasn't,
got
like,
one
come
of
back.
his children back?
He only got that. Yeah,
Okay.
the child that was part of the extra prisoner group, right? And yeah, but you gave the description of your third daughter, your other child, but no one found any other dwarven child from the rest of the survivors.
Morg would be with Hope the whole time.
Sure, you were your assistant.
Helping and just like asking people, hey, have you seen a dwarf kid? Oh, just helping.
Try and locate
The
object?
the other the Dragonborn tribe, Wolfrus, would have been located,
That's what I asked.
yeah, led by a green dragonborn and some remnants of the soldiers.
I would have told people to not attack them. That they
They were not a handful. They were still large because there were still some, women and children.
Yeah.
That was kind of tried. So at this point, they're being observed and been told to go to a certain location closer to Waterdeep at this point. But
Are they imprisoned?
not in prison, not a concentration camp or anything like
Okay.
that. But they're just given an area and they were told don't leave yet.
Okay.
So they've been following that.
Okay. Would I have had opportunity to speak with Thoreau?
In a day and a half, sure.
Okay.
I'll allow you to do
I
that.
would have wanted to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you want to know?
I wouldn't want it. It would be more of, I guess. Did you know all the plans the entire time, Thoreau?
He would not have known. Do you want just a summary or do you want to?
A summary initially, and then we'll
Okay.
we'll play it.
He would have said that, not the details. What was given to him was that follow the plan. The plan could change, but in the end, we can Tiamat, and this is for the sake of the tribe.
Okay. So-
Protect me and follow my lead.
Okay.
Wolfrus will lead us all.
Okay.
That was the statement that was given.
So he does not know that I'm Eris. He just knows that I am Wolfers.
You are Wolfrus, yes. Unless you actually told him that you are a new Wolfrus. You can think about that. We don't have to
Yeah,
do it
I'm gonna
now.
think about that.
Yeah, and we can argue that later.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Think about it later.
But the impression is that he was only given enough instructions so that he knows that there was some opposing plan,
Yes.
not necessarily the Dragon Cult plan.
Okay. Do I know enough in the Firebrand tribe to know that it is clear that I'm now the leader, or is there some question of who should be the leader?
Philrell at this point is almost kind of like, not de facto, but an interim thing.
Okay. He's the interim.
Yeah, but I mean, everyone knows Wolfrus is the son of Calacox.
Okay, so I would have reported that Calicax sacrificed himself at the end.
You could explain that, yes.
Yes.
What is a general message you would want to tell the fire?
The general message is, Calicax essentially sacrificed himself for both the sake of the tribe and of the world, and he is now imprisoned inside of this, of his own will, inside of this, and I'll bring it up, the Draco Rage Mythal, to hopefully, from what he said, for eternity, keep Tiamat's rage at bay. So he's constantly fighting a fight. So we, as the Firebrand tribe, have two missions. One, to protect this from ever being abused in any sort of way, and two, to find a way to free him, even if it takes more than our generation, because he doesn't deserve this, to be inside of this.
So at that point, Thirell would have motioned to the remaining sorcerers and mystics of the tribe to start doing research on what they can do,
Awesome.
learning about it.
I'm going to let them know that we have the Avatar's tools, so whatever they need, we can pull that together over the next few days. Yeah.
Okay. It would take longer than that, but
Okay.
it's not going to be an easy thing because no one knows about the mythal and what it is. And one of the faster response from some of the mystics that you show them is that they would note that the mythal itself again is a foreign magic that they have not seen before, the Fae part.
Mm-hmm.
Because no one has experience about the Fae except for Calacax and yourself.
Yes.
And your grandfather.
Yeah.
So they're not familiar with how this thing works, and it would definitely take some time to research.
Yeah.
Okay. What would be Gelfin's idea after the battle? Would he stay? Is he staying right now and watching the group, or is he in a hurry to do something else?
What are your thoughts of me bringing back one of my old characters now?
That is totally fine if you want. Which one? Barrett?
Whoa, which
Bernhardt?
Yeah, I think Gelfin, once he got some rest, got his animal forms back, and he wants to be done with these people. They're dangerous, and they almost got him killed. So he turned into some sort of flying creature, and nobody has seen him since.
Oh,
Wow.
So he doesn't even stay to debrief, or how long would he have stayed versus leaving?
Oh, you know what? What he is gonna do is track down who has my candelabra.
Aris. In the
The one
bag
that
holding.
you snuck into his.
He's gonna accuse Eris of taking his candelabra.
Wolfers rather. Actually, I don't know. Does Gelfin know Aris and Wolfers? I mean, you would see the golden dragonborn has the bag of holding where you insert the candelabra.
Gelfin was observing a lot of the battlefield from the back, so when he turned into Wolfrus, he would have seen it. So
Okay. Yeah. Well, what you have seen because it was a blinding light that where Aris was Buddha style and the golden dragonborn holding him. After that bright light, it was just the golden dragonborn left with the bag of holding, and Aris is gone.
Okay, well, everybody else seems to be treating him like Eris,
Sure,
so
okay.
I presume so.
Okay.
He's gonna accuse you of stealing his candelabra.
Okay.
Give it back. Get it back right now. He takes it. And then I think later in the night. That's his spoils of the war, and you never see him again.
This is exactly how Barrett left.
Yes, in the
Right?
night.
This is exactly how Barrett left. When everyone was asleep.
Except
just
you
not
left
us.
something behind his bear, and here you're taking something.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
other way around. So,
Let's see it.
in honor of that symmetry, at some point, Barrett comes into
Oh, you want Barrett? Okay.
some room that Eris is at.
Well, first.
We'll just say then Barrett, to assist you if you want. Barrett might have joined like a group of druids that of the Emerald Enclave to assist with the fight, and he was part of the battle. If you want to do that as an entrance.
Okay.
Yeah. So part of the.
Yeah, I mean, it's part of his thing that he's trying to stop the world from ending.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he doesn't recognize anybody on his team.
Yeah. Only Aris.
But not even.
Not even. No. Actually, no. Yeah. No one's here except. Yeah.
Did you know there was an Eris? Because I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so you probably would have heard the news of that White Death with Lady Aris and all the other members assisted in the Tiamat, but Lady Aris never returned. And you were just looking for like, who's this White Death? Is this the same group that Heroes of Greenest?
Yeah, so he's doing some investigating and comes in to look for Eris, but now you're Wolfrus.
So how do you enter looking for Eris?
I think he wants to enter still a little angry at you. So
Okay.
he's a bear.
He's a bear?
He's a bear. And he
So random.
doesn't smash the door, but he definitely slams it open. Wherever you're at. And he starts sniffing around, kind of identifying something that smells familiar.
The bag of holding would smell familiar.
What was that?
The bag of holding would smell familiar.
Oh, okay. So maybe just the bag of food.
Oh, actually, you didn't have the bag of holding back then.
Oh yeah.
Something about him smells familiar. I don't know what.
No, you did. Because you got the bag of holding at Frickley's before you got to Greenest. So yes, you would have had the
Okay.
bag of holding. Yeah.
So I am just watching this bear.
You're just doing something and suddenly the door bursts open and there's this bear and it suddenly lunges at you and starts
Wait,
sniffing.
does it suddenly lunge at me?
He just basically opens his mouth really wide and roars at you as loud as he can.
And I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna ready spell, and then I'm gonna wait so it doesn't attack right away, right?
No, because he's in a safe place that he knows of.
Okay.
So he's not going to assume that you're going to try to hit it. So he's just going to let you posture, but he's just like a wild bear.
Yeah. I'll be like, what the? Who let a wild bear in here?
Well, you do also know that Gelfin was a druid and you've seen him change.
Oh
shape.
yeah, it's true. Like, Elfin?
Is there
I just
another
gave you the
candelabra?
candelabra. What do you want? And then that's when I'll bring up the like. There's nothing else
The
of
bag
this
holding.
in your bag, and then I'll bring it up for you to smell.
What's in there?
A lot of things. I don't know.
I don't know anymore.
Yeah.
Anything I would recognize from way back then?
No.
Do we
no.
have meat?
You emptied it one time and you
Yeah.
threw away a lot of the old stuff.
Yeah, it would just be the bag
including the
itself.
tea set.
Because
Yep.
Eris didn't take very many showers. She took one shower, one bath famously, in the entire time.
Oh God.
Okay. So at that point, I think Bear turns back into himself, non-bear form.
Okay, that's when Wolfers freaks out. Was like, Baron! And then hugs you and then lifts you up.
And he just goes, "Ah! What are you doing?"
It's Ares! See? I'm really a dragonborn!
And remember, when you parted,
Yeah.
Barrett's last recommendation was to cut off Ares' leg.
Oh, then I'll be like, I still got my legs!
Let me see. Let me think. I think at this point he's just gonna ask you to put me down.
Oh, yeah, of course. Sorry, I'm not used to my strength anymore. I'm used to hugging people's legs, but now I can do the whole thing.
The bear is furry and soft.
I'm not a bear.
Oh, you're not a bear? Oh, you changed back?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No.
Not bad.
Yeah. And I'll do the whole thing like, how are you? What are you doing?
What does
I'm
Barrett
assuming
look
you're.
like? Yeah, what does Barrett look like now?
Oh, I'll have to think about that. I don't.
I would assume you're wearing the uniform of whatever they were.
I mean, they're druids, so.
Just nature stuff.
Yeah.
Nature.
Natural mud.
Well, I meant like some type of thing to identify them as part of the.
A fig leaf.
I think with Barrett being who he is, he would if there has to be an emblem on him of somebody else's order, he would just warn the basicest thing. Otherwise, it's all his own stuff.
Mhm.
Like he would want to wear a robe that is given to him as part of their order.
That's because I feel like at least because I'm assuming you're walking around in the barracks or wherever we are, so you would have had to have that to walk around anyway. So that's how I would recognize that you thought to be asking you about your battles. And, yeah.
I mean, to make it short, I think that he's going to allow you to question because he's got a lot of questions.
Mhm.
And he's going to ask you a lot of questions
For
and
sure.
try to find out what happened to all the people that used to be on your team. His main question is, did you kill them all?
No, they walked away.
But you did kill the blue dragon.
Yeah, blue dragon. Hey.
Oh, that blue dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
No,
same-
I was there for that.
Yeah, I know. Well, no, Barrett was there,
Mm-hmm.
right? But the blue dragon that the party
Oh,
fought.
but no, he fled during that battle.
Exactly, yeah, he
So you
survived.
killed the blue dragon.
Mm-hmm. The one that fled. Scar and everything.
Okay, and the only thing he'll sort of do or tell you is he'll pat you on the shoulder and say, "Congratulations, that's a great deed, but you've done nothing to save the world. We're still in terrible danger."
What are we still in terrible danger of?
And that's all I have to say.
He just walks out of the room.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I want to tell you, Marty, that your kids are assholes in the future. You need to come with me. We'll figure it out later.
Alright, so you're bringing Barrett back.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is Barrett a druid?
Yes. The original druid just started everything.
Luigi
He's not a.
from session 1. Right?
Yeah.
Good, come read the notes.
If your question is he. What was your question?
Oh, like is he a druid?
Oh, a druid. I thought you said is he good.
I mean, I'm sure he's good.
Does he still impart a lesson after every fight? That was one thing that he always had a saying.
A
so
life
what
lesson.
the lesson learned is blah blah blah.
You know what? That gets really tough. So I'm not going to commit to it. But if I have something, I'll let you know. Do I get to keep all my cool stuff I had?
Not from Gelfin, but we can discuss later.
No,
what-
from Baron.
Yeah, but he didn't really have a lot of cool stuff because he left helm
Could read
of
anything.
what was it? Helm of
I don't remember what it was called.
but something that allows you to understand.
Yeah, it made him really smart, so he could recall anything he'd ever seen, and he could read any language.
I'll check the binder, but I don't think that's I don't think I have anything against it. So
Okay.
yeah, I think you should be fine, and we can talk about like what other things that he might have picked up since.
Okay. Yeah, let me know that stuff. But
Yeah.
primarily, I don't want to have lost that because that was a really cool thing.
Yeah, I think it was the one that he won against the Mephisto twins. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, that one. It was the helm of something that allows you to understand all languages.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Can't speak it.
Yeah, but you can understand it. Yeah. Which will be helpful. All right. Well, that is also happening in Galaxy. About a day through, while Saphira was still asleep as well, randomly, you suddenly feel as if a large wave lifted off your shoulder, and your heart feels lighter. It's almost as if you don't recall exactly when it started, but you feel something was holding your heart, kind of like a hand. Something. It just as a metaphor, and as you feel like as if whatever that hand was pressing against your heart released it, and it just happens randomly.
Did that happen on the same day we killed Tiamat? Like
No, a day after.
Oh, okay, the day after.
Yeah, the day after. Let's say after you rested or whatever.
Rested, okay.
At first you feel like you didn't even realize that that you had this pressure in your body. And just suddenly you go, wow, something feels different. Something you feel released.
A quick question. So, is it like after he woke up, or just like walking around?
Just walking around. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It almost as feel as the weight was normal, but you don't really recall exactly when it became normal.
I see.
But there is definitely a difference, and you feel like, oh, as if I'm not beholden to something now.
All right. When I get a moment alone, I would want to like commune with Agond and just ask what happened and what that was.
Roll a wisdom.
His wisdom is like a +4, I think.
Valakos, right?
Yeah.
What is it?
Wisdom is a +4.
Oh my
yeah.
god.
9.
9. Gon doesn't respond.
Of
However,
course.
you I mean, you're saying Gon's name and you're communing, but at the same time, you're doing some inner analysis and self-reflection. The 9 would have given you at least an idea of maybe when you realized that pressure was applied, and it was probably your visit to Baldur's Gate around that time.
Baldur's Gate or?
Yeah, Baldur's Gate. Sorry, Neverwinter.
Oh.
Neverwinter is what I meant. North, yeah. Around that time.
What happened in Neverwinter?
Yeah, you realize like, what happened then?
Yeah, what happened then?
Everyone was there.
Oh, it was
The
because
wizard lady, yeah.
Yeah, like the a sonar what was her name? Sonora Haddad. Yeah.
Yeah, that happened.
Was it around that time?
Yeah, that was around Neverwinter, yeah.
Well, Neverwinter was the lady who wanted the Avatar's tools, and Sonora, who is what's her face.
Sonora, that was the.
What's the lady?
What's the lady?
Okay, well, but there was also what's her face. What is her name? The dragon who was in human form.
No, that was the.
No, she was.
Oh, never mind. Okay.
Yeah, that was Samira.
Samira. Okay. Sonora, Samira.
Yeah. Sonora is when you first met Hulk in the sack of the troll sack. You were heading towards Sonora Haddad.
Interesting.
Yeah. In your self-reflection, you know that the general time frame was around that time frame, but not more information because of the whole number.
Ah, damn it. Can I? No, he wouldn't do that. I mean, I would do that, but like, I don't think Alcus would do that. Okay.
Well, without Alcus,
Okay. Okay, I mean, like, he feels good, right?
Yeah, you feel good.
Yeah, okay, good. Okay.
You feel also like something was lifted. That you were.
Thanks for announcing that, buddy.
Jeez. And then I think Valdez would spend the rest of the day just overly energized and just go around using up all of his healing kits to heal all of the wounded.
Okay, so you're assisting
until he hears about Saphira.
Yeah, so eventually...
And then he rushes to Saphira.
Yeah, so eventually everyone now comes back to the room. This time again, no Gelfin, but just Garen instead. I mean, both of us would probably leave, or maybe start catching up and eventually leave.
Here, let me introduce you to the new team
Who
that
is?
I haven't killed. I don't know why you think that. Come on, guys.
And then so we go back to the room. Saphira just awakens. and introductions are made.
It's like, so, are you Eris in Wolfers's body? Are you Wolfers with some Eris? Like, bit of both?
I was originally Wolfers, and I was Eris for how long? 3 months? 4 months?
However long that thing.
However long became me. That's
Yeah,
what it
yeah,
is.
yeah.
It was a while.
Wow.
Yeah, it was longer than that.
Yeah.
It's been a few months.
Yeah.
I
it
stopped
didn't-
counting after I stopped using my.
It hasn't been a
spreadsheet.
year, but yes.
Yeah, it hasn't been a
I
year.
was originally Wolf. I was originally this. Then I became the halfling you saw, Eris. And then I became back to me.
Yes, but you've never been this to us before.
No, never been this to you before.
So stop saying that as if it's meaningful.
I mean,
But you're still the same on the inside.
yeah.
Okay.
A child.
You know, can I borrow the feather cap thing? The cap that of
It takes an hour.
oh. Okay. I kinda wanna try it though.
You want to be Eris again?
It was nice.
It doesn't change your size though, so you're just gonna be a tall ass.
Oh.
I mean, no. I think it does, but
It
if
makes
someone
you
tries
look
to, yeah,
short,
if someone
yeah.
tries to hug you, you still have a form, but it's just invisible
Right,
on top.
right.
Yeah.
It'd be nice.
Saphira will give it to you like anytime you want to.
Right, I don't have an attunement slot. I have an attunement slot open now because of the ankle.
Yeah, the ankle's gone.
Yeah.
She's
Um,
gonna at Anna. How are you guys doing? What happened? Why was I asleep? What happened with the battle, Kayla? Like, what happened?
Like you said, we won.
But what happened to you?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
What was it, Bob?
Yeah.
They said no one was wrong, nothing was wrong with you, but we were all worried because you didn't move. You were snoring,
I
but
like
that's it.
passed out, and I was like, had this dream. I was killing the terror again.
What's a terror?
I fought Boss Mon Terror when we were in the thing, you know, as one does.
Huh?
It's like Galvin Velcross was there.
Who?
Have I not told you any of this?
I don't think so.
He was in the ball spawn, and I killed him, and then he turned into a terror, and then I killed him again.
Was that a
and then
good thing or a bad thing?
Probably not very good.
Why
But
did you do it?
because I was iffy.
She wasn't really in control of herself at that point, really.
So it was a bad thing. So we shouldn't have killed him.
I mean, one fewer ball spawn means a step closer to ball being reincarnated on your whatever he wants to do.
But she kicked ass.
Thanks.
I still don't know if that's a good thing.
I don't know either.
Well, the good thing is you're in control of your body, and we have some time to figure it out.
Anyway, he wanted to chat, apparently. Offered me some more power for killing Velcross, and told me he really wants me to go find and kill Azazel Adrian, so that's going to be fun.
Are you going to do that?
I'd like to not, but I would like to talk to him, or at least maybe have a letter exchange from far away, about how he managed to make himself invisible and do all this cool stuff he's managed to do and just like disappear from detection, because that would be real handy about now.
Oh, didn't you say that he could teach you some of these things?
I get out of character. I don't remember what that conversation
He
was. I
did. He
feel
did
like-
mention. He didn't say how, but he said that
Yeah.
when he did mention that he did it, you do recall that there was a sad tinge to his voice when he recalled, like when he was sharing that information. He's like, he found a way, but there was some sadness when he said that.
Okay, I would still like to talk to him about it.
Okay. Then as you guys are talking, you are interrupted by a messenger as one of the Harper's messengers that you've seen in the Harper's mansion basically knocks on the door and asks the remainder of White Death
Oh
to
no.
make an appearance
We should change our name.
in the Waterdeep. Oh, by the way, you are the place where you're resting. You have been brought back to Waterdeep at this point.
Oh, so
Yeah, you are. I forgot to set up the setting
Should
where
we
we
change
are
it
at.
to Tiamat Death? What is it you're suggesting?
I was gonna say ape shit.
Huh?
But we can't do apes anymore.
Oh,
You're
shit,
not
right.
Eris.
Yeah, it's true.
It's kind of a little sad.
Yeah, it is. Never mind.
So you are now asked and invited to appear in front of the council.
Yes.
And hearing that Saphira is back, news traveled very quickly, and ask the next
few hours to kind of like present to the council what happened and for them to actually also basically a debrief and level things out.
Can we just do a summary of that instead of going through?
Sure, yeah. We don't. I don't expect to go through all the.
Because talking to them is exhausting.
Politics.
Yes.
Politics is
Wait, I don't know if Hope would have left without. He kind of wants to get some closure on the final child.
Okay, so yeah, we can go back to that real quick.
So
They're still lost.
he does not have a locate object spell, right?
Oh my god.
I don't think so.
Because he could locate something that's on his.
Yeah,
son.
well, I was thinking he could look for something his, I think it's the son,
Mhm.
son or daughter. Who's the
You
son?
don't even remember, poor
Not the favorite
child,
child.
the forgotten child. You only have locate creature.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody who's helping look for survivors has locate object though.
But they have to know what the object is.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah. Because I could prepare locate object, but then I don't know.
You don't know
Given
yet.
that Hope presumably had a couple hours to just mill around the ruins there, he at least would have been milling around looking for anything like a trace of an object that.
Sure. I mean, again, the temple is very big, and you have other scouts and army also digging through in this street and trying to find what they can. By the way, actually, no, we'll go to that in the council. But yeah, so they just let you know, people would be talking behind, it's like, oh, yeah, that's one of the heroes. You just mind him. You don't mind him. But he says like, everyone lost someone. That's fine. Let him be. But it's quite futile at this point without any assistance with magic or anything like that. Because you don't know where to start. You're just meandering and milling around the temple ruins at this point. You don't know where to begin to look for. You don't even know if she was here or he was here to begin with.
Yeah. Okay. Trying to think if Hope has any magic he would try to draw on here.
And it doesn't have to be from Hope. You could also ask favors from people around and resources and whatnot.
A lot of us could scry.
Oh, what is scrying do?
It's like trying and seeing someone like from far away.
Do you have to know them, or can you just do it?
I mean, I can just do it, but the more I know them, the more successful I'll be.
If Velikos tells him about this, Hope would be like, yes, let's try that.
Do you have any pieces, some personal items which belong to him? That will help greatly.
You should carry some sketches of your kids around.
They have illusion, like they probably have portrait artists, right?
Sure.
Maybe
No.
he has like a small wallet portrait family
Yes,
photo.
Or a locket or something.
Yeah.
It's the smallest one though, because it's not your favorite child.
It's just a stick figure.
Kid's name.
His name, and that is misspelled.
Holy shit. That's so sad.
Yeah, you should.
I think I found my new bad guy.
Oh my god.
Out of this and just say, well, I don't, but my son had something of hers, and then go up with something.
Hope has illusion spells, right? Can you make yourself look like?
It was no, you don't have a son. They're both daughters.
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
Okay. You wanted a son.
Hope, you are the worst dad, dude.
So, okay. I found my
More
notes.
says that.
So
you
your
belong
wife,
to one of your daughters.
you told me your wife is Kathleen Mill.
Yeah, and we have.
You have Drillwin, female, 5 years old. This is the one who was in the tunnels. And then you have Nazwin, female, 3 years old, the youngest.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Who now Hope is thinking is a son.
So you don't like her. You didn't have time to get used to her.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
A 3-year-old daughter, yeah.
You tried to
Nazwin.
convince she was his son instead.
No.
It was Arya.
Oh my god.
Wilfer's clearly not prepared for that.
Yeah, I'm pissed if I heard any of this.
Valako, she tries crying for a son. It's like, I'm not finding it. I'm sorry, I'm gonna find a son.
No, yeah. Hope has like the family portrait, and he's going to point out the little announcement child, which probably, the family portrait maybe was a year old, so it's like they're probably 2 years old in the photo, right? So maybe it's out of date. But I feel like Hope maybe, he didn't like, when he went out on this quest.
He got kidnapped, remember, right?
Well, he got kidnapped, but he was already like out.
The group. Remember, he left the caravan, and then when he came back, they were already kidnapped, right?
Yeah.
But
But like they got kidnapped, and then he was regrouping and trying to look for them.
Yeah.
Right. So like, I think it's possible that he might have like gone back to it because he went back to his house at some point. It's possible he might have grabbed some keepsake or something.
Sure, maybe before leaving even.
Yeah.
I'll allow that if you want to retro.
So I feel like maybe he's holding some little toy, like something pocket sized.
Sure. Okay.
That would have been a favorite of each of the children or something.
Okay, it could be a doll, right, guys? We love dolls, right?
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god, no dolls, please.
Okay, sure. So what is this
Maybe
string?
like a little action figure, little house-sized action figure,
Okay.
a tabletop game figure.
All right. So you provide that to Balakos?
Yeah. So he would have like shown the family portrait and then shown the favorite item.
Yeah, I think that is enough to start. I mean, like, it's not that. I mean, I feel like DC is higher, but I think it's enough to start.
Yeah. Let me check Scry.
Meanwhile,
What level? 5th level, huh? You can see and hear a particular creature you choose that is on the same plane of existence as you. The target must make a wisdom save throw. It's the target that makes the save, which is modified by how well you know the target and the sort of physical connection you have to it. If a target knows you're casting a spell, it can fail the saving throw voluntarily if it wants to be observed. So yeah, wisdom save. Second hand, so you're not, you don't know the target well, and you have not met the target, you only have heard of the target, so it's a +5 to the difficulty. Connection-wise, you have a likeness or picture, so that's a -2 to the difficulty. Possession or garment, okay, that's a -4, so you're a +1. Successful, okay, so then, all that said, you concentrate on the picture, you concentrate on the toy, and you feel your mind flying in the air as clouds part, and you feel your mind wandering through the air, the sky, but you feel lost, and you feel that your thoughts have no destination. You find nothing.
I open my eyes. Oh, where's Hope? Like, are you like right in front?
Probably right in front of him. Yeah.
I put my hand on his hand and say, I'm sorry.
I think Hope's response to this, he's kind of like, thank you for trying. I know she's out there.
I hope you
I feel like Velikos is kind of communicating, I don't think she's alive, and what Hoke is hearing is, I failed to find her.
Yeah. I mean, both are possible. She could be alive and maybe were successful with the save and didn't want to be found. Maybe she accidentally, was successful without even knowing it. She could be dead, or you could have done something wrong with the spell. Either way, yeah. There's a lot of possibilities.
I think after that, like, this is at longer term probably, but Hoke is probably going to try to get access to those books we're carrying and start flipping through looking for much more powerful find person spells.
Okay, more scrying, yeah, ways
Yeah.
to scry. Okay. Okay, yeah, we'll do that more of a long term.
I mean, or if he just learns scrying himself, he'd probably just have much greater advantage on it. So.
Yeah, definitely, because this is a relative, specifically a son. Oh, I mean daughter. Or pet.
Or Hope had a lot of money, so he could
That too.
hire either bounty hunters to find her, or clerics, or spellcasters who are much higher level to try and find her.
Yeah, I assume these strategies will also be on his
yeah.
list as he returns to a major city. Yeah.
Okay, now comes to some of the logistics. So unless someone stops me, just to kind of like wrap things up. You meet in the front of the council, you debrief them of what happened in the temple, etc.
Can I stop you for a second?
Sure.
What name did you guys go with?
Oh yeah, that was one of the question. Does the party want to change them because it's a major amount of stuff? They would address you as White Death. Someone would say, wait.
Rainbow Death. I'm just kidding. No, that's bad.
I'm okay with us using an ape as a sigil or something. Even if you can't do it anymore, I feel like they played a pretty integral role.
Yes.
They did, yeah.
Spears is indignant to this because she was never aped. Because she did too much damage herself.
Well, consider a few of the changes, right? Holkrith, the change in Holkrith is more of a personal basis because now you feel something, you have lost something, right? Aris, you have changed definitely because now you're a Wolfress. That would be something questioned, but you would be able to talk to the council and saying, I am Aris or whatever, and you would explain that, right? Because you explained that to Haven Tree anyway.
Yes.
Saphira, you would have changed because now, again, you don't know if good thing or a bad thing. I will tell you what the extra new things that you have acquired.
Wow.
But you have some abilities as well. But at the same time, your skills are now greater.
Whoa.
Which makes you blend better in the shadows, by the way. But
She's gonna try polishing them.
yeah, at first you thought, and everyone thought that because you fought in the caldera, it's just ash that got mixed up. But when you turn back to your regular dragonborn form, your skill, because you don't really spend a lot of time in your dragonborn form, right? But when you did, you realize that your scales are not as shiny or silvery as before.
You also compare them to Kalar's,
Do I
actually.
feel okay?
Yeah, you feel perfectly fine.
Weird.
And Valako's, again, just the thing, yeah. At the same time,
There's
you actually look a lot more confident carrying Draconic Defender,
Oh.
right? Yeah. So you also have change in that way. So the council members would have seen you, and everyone looks a lot like more veteran now. More confident than before, where yes, you have given a good speech back then, but there were still some like wishy-washy type of perception, but now you are hardened soldiers to them. At one point, Lord King Melandrak would have reminded you again that he wanted the mytho.
And I would have negotiated to try and see if we could work together.
Yeah, and he would accept that discussion. So
Yeah.
said like the council, this is not the time to discuss that, but I cannot question what you have done with the temple, so we can discuss it outside. Individually and come to an agreement of how it should be. Conrad the dwarf would have slapped you in the back, poke right on the shoulder, trying to lift your spirits up, say, you are now a hero. Your name would be sung in the Mithra halls. Your name will be passed down to the heroes of the Sword Coast. Lord Hokewith, peace fall.
I think Hoke is feeling very honored by this and wishes, it's like, oh, thank you for this great honor. I couldn't have done it without my amazing team.
And with that said, yeah, so they would ask, should you be addressed as still White Death, or
heroes of green.
The heroes of green.
Definitely not like that, I think, because firstly, we don't even have the gear,
Yeah,
and plus, I
that's
think
right.
we have leveled up to something
The
greater.
God Slayer.
But yeah, I can't think of anything personally.
So if you want to hold up, do you want to figure that out now, or do you want to come back later?
Yeah, maybe.
Come back to it. We found a name.
Well,
I mean-
Baron at least will
Godbane.
roll his eyes at
Like the
you.
sword I'm trying to find?
Oh, is that the name of
Should
it?
Yes.
name
Queen's Bane.
get ourselves after the sword I'm trying to find to kill a god?
Hmm.
Maybe not.
No, we get it. Something.
I like Queensbane.
But what? Where you were saying something?
So he rolls his eyes at you and just he lets out a breath. It's like, you people with your titles, always with your titles. In the druid circles, they were starting to call you the glory of the alliance. What pompous nonsense.
I like that.
I think that's pompous nonsense. I agree.
I
Okay.
like it. Glory!
Glory of the Alliance. I feel like an
Glory.
asshole anytime I walk in.
So glory of the GOG.
I like Queenslayer more. I think that has a nice ring.
Queenslayer.
Yeah.
I like Queenslayer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
God.
slay queens.
I mean, she's the queen of dragons, right?
What is another of her? I mean,
You wanna
does
have
she have more
titles.
names, like more titles or anything?
Tiamat.
First of her name.
Yeah.
Tia not.
Oh, dude!
bad.
Like, if this was not so serious of a game, yeah, absolutely. Tiana.
A Wolfers would have totally been like, whoa!
Saphira just face palms in the background. Oh my god.
So some of Tiamat's names include, as easy as the chromatic queen, the creator of evil dragonkind, the avaricious, the dragon, the prime evil, the great dragon, the embodiment of all evil, the progenitor of hell, the five-headed beast, Tiamat, the primordial, things like that.
Hellsbane.
Hellsbane's cool. Queenslayer, Hellsbane.
I think that's the one that resonates.
Yeah,
the most.
Queenslayer feels cool.
So pencil that in for now.
The five heads.
Yeah.
Are we 5 people?
You are 5 currently.
Gilfin, Barrett has taken over Gilfin. We're just gonna go like, there's a druid position in the 5,
Yeah.
yes.
You have a druid position open?
I mean, he's not assuming he gets a vote because it's not his team.
Yeah.
So he's leaving it to you guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think Queenslayer.
I
For now,
really
like you said, like
Queenslayer.
impulse.
Okay. So what the council would also provide is that there is an old ruins to the east of Dragonford, which will now be given as land to whatever name you guys want to be called, in hopes that you would assist in defending Dragonford and Waterdeep.
Daggerford, you mean?
Daggerford.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah.
Daggerford. So you're close to Daggerford where you left Mabel.
Yeah.
Right. But east of that, right
Wait.
before.
They're giving us
They're
land?
giving you an old ruins which you can rebuild to be your own fortress.
Wow.
Knowing that at this point, the treasure that was recovered from the caldera is being redistributed back to the realms, but because of the logistics around it and the lives that have been lost, at this point, basically the result is there's not a lot to go around with the rebuilding that needs to happen from all the towns and villages that got ransacked, the food and whatever they have to provide. Healing potions, by the way, starting from now will be very expensive, if not hard to get, because they have been provisioned to the countless from both sides. Both sides needed it, right? So if you do find potions from stores, they would be very inflation would be top or be through the roof.
Sounds like America, right?
Yeah, at this point. So it will be difficult to get healing potions, even from a high-end store at this point. And some of the offensive magic scrolls, things like that, as well, were used in the battle. So there would be difficulty in getting some resources, but we can discuss that. But in addition to the land given to you and the title as far as being called also Defenders of the Realm and the Sword Coast, and you guys can add more to like whatever your group is called, they would assume, the Alliance would assume that, or hope that by giving you the land that you would still assist if they ever need to call you because they have lost the I forgot, sorry, the other adventuring party that's used to
The Grey
defend-
Force or something?
The Grey Force, yes, thank you. Because they lost the Grey Force during the Sky Reach battle, like when they crashed, so got killed. So while they're not appointing you to that position, they just hope that when they need you, that you would assist them in some capacity. In addition to that, each of the main characters, and in this case, Barrett, since you got pulled in and you have a pull because you know one of the original members,
I would have, vouched, yeah.
I would now allow you all each to roll in the CR table for treasure.
What do we
Oh shit!
Character.
Okay.
This is the CR 11 to 16. So you have the opportunity to get very high-end loot from the handbook. So what I'll do is, there are a few tables, each of you will roll. And when we get to the actual magic item table, I'll allow you to roll 2 times because I want to review them and give us options because it may be OP and I have to veto it. But at the same time, it may not be as good, so at least you have 2 choices and then basically look to and select one. Okay, and then I'll just pull it.
We don't have all our stuff. Would you be able to type this like later to send to us?
I mean, we're recording it, so
Oh, that's
it's
true.
okay. Yeah.
If we roll 2 things and you're like, this one's OP, do we have to choose the other one?
If I actually, so we'll just select the 2 right now, and then give me time to review it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, who wants to go first? No one wants to go first?
Sure, I'll go.
I want to see how this process works.
Okay. It's okay. So I need you. What is it? This one. To roll a D100.
Oh my god, I hate those.
So 2d10.
You hate those.
2d10.
I feel like-
So roll 1d10
I feel like
first, and then roll it
D100s are
again.
super fun.
No, because like I'm so confused.
Yeah, so just roll one at a time.
Okay. No, I'll just roll.
You gotta get
Alright.
you get one
Okay.
digit one.
So I have an 8 and a 5. 85.
Roll an 85. 85. So you may want to type this down
Okay.
if you want to keep notes on your end.
Yeah.
85. 85, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So now I need you to roll. 3d6. And don't add it, just give me individual numbers.
1, 1, 4.
1, 1, 4. Okay, so you get 2 transparent dark green crystals, alexandrites basically, and a blue spinel, which is a transparent blue gem.
Wait, sorry. Again.
So it's, you get 2 alexandrites,
Uh-huh.
1 blue spinal. Each of those cost 500 gold pieces each.
Oh, hot.
And in addition to that, you will roll a d4.
Three.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a d100 again. This is for the magic items.
Okay.
Oh.
So this is your first roll.
16.
16. Oh. Write this down for now, and I'll put in the recording. We are at. I can't tell. I was gonna put a bookmark, but I'll just look for it. You get a very rare version of a crystal ball. And we'll figure out what that, because I don't remember what the crystal ball does.
Okay.
It might be for scrying. Or, go ahead and roll the D100 one more time.
Or 12.
Well, a little lower. An amulet of the plains.
What?
I don't know what that is, but by the names, it made it sound like you can travel through planes.
Wait, is it PLANES or PLAINS?
We'll figure it out.
Like planes this way or planes this way?
ANES.
Alright.
Okay. All right. So Valkos, that is what you get.
Nice.
All right. Who wants to go next?
Let's go in circular order.
Okay. Which direction?
Clockwise or counterclockwise? One of you.
I'll go.
Okay.
Okay.
Sarah's next.
D100?
D100.
44.
44. All right. So for 44, you get the gems first. Go ahead and roll a d8. Actually, sorry, 44. Roll 3d6. In the, yeah.
336.
336. Okay, so that one you add actually. So 336 is 12.
Yeah.
Okay. So now roll 12 d8s. This one I need individually.
Well, Jesus, okay.
She got a number of gems.
Holy shit.
So Sophia's gonna be rich in gems.
7, 12. Oh
So,
my
do-
god.
So, do you mind taking the notes for everyone right now?
Oh, sure.
Can you
Yeah.
because I can't.
Thank you,
So,
Sho.
yeah, so Sophia. So far,
So for nothing. Yeah, so for nothing.
Okay. You need the individual numbers?
Yeah, group the numbers so I know like how many. Of
Yeah, okay. Give me 1 second.
each. Sure.
There's so many. Sorry. Okay. Okay, I got 3 ones.
Okay, 3 1. So she got 3 black opals,
1 2,
1 blue sapphire,
2
Nice.
threes,
2 emeralds,
1 4,
1 fire opal,
2 fives,
1 opal,
2 sixes,
2 star rubies,
and an 8.
and an 8, and a yellow sapphire. Each of those are around 1,000 each.
Woo!
Wow,
Oh my
that's
God.
12,000 right there.
Yeah. In addition to that, for your 44, table C. I guess it's down this side. Okay. I need you to also roll a D100. Oh, so yeah, the first one.
9.
0,
Wow,
9.
I could have summoned
Divine
this. I could
intervention,
have done divine intervention.
You got a potion of superior healing,
Okay.
or another D100 because
Okay.
your second magical item.
That's really sad.
That is-
71.
71. Or any 5th level scroll.
That's not helpful to me at
Yeah,
all.
I think you just got heavy on the gems.
On the
but
gems,
not on
yeah,
the magic
gems,
items.
you are rich.
You can just buy something for 12,000.
I'll trade someone for the
4, 5,
scroll I
6,
can't
7,
use.
9, 10, 11,
I mean,
12,
you had the opportunity to also get like a necklace of fireball,
you
a
basically
folding boat.
13,000 gold worth of gems is what you got.
Yeah, I don't really care
13,000.
about
But maybe we can do a switch a little bit.
Yeah, you could always trade with people, but you get select. Okay, Aris or Wolf.
Wolf,
Wolf
I know
first.
it's gonna be
I
tough.
need weapons.
I'm also gonna respond to both at this point.
All right, your first D100.
Okay. Oops. 94.
94. 94. Okay, so give me roll 2d4s.
2d4s. So first one separate.
This is together.
Okay. 6.
6. Okay, now roll 6 1d6.
6, 1, 66. D6. Separate or together?
Hold on, I may have to go back quickly. I think I messed up the number of gems that you have to roll. So I'll let you know. I have to go back.
Separate or together?
The 1d6 separate.
Oh, just so 1d6.
Oh no,
first.
so sorry. I lost track. You rolled a. What
I
was
rolled 6.
it? The
First I rolled
D100.
94,
94.
d100, and then 6 for the 2d4s.
Okay, so 6 1d6s,
So
6d6,
66.
and then group them together so that I can tell the type of gems.
Okay.
And each of this is 500. It's similar table.
Oh wow. 3 5s.
Fives is peridot, Peridot.
So 5 of those.
5 of those. Yeah.
Oh no, 3 5s.
Oh, 3. Yeah.
Three.
3 of those. 3 of those.
3.
Also 3 kind of.
Yeah.
2 2s
2 twos. 2 aquamarines
and 1 4.
and 1 blue spinel. Each of those are 500, around 500 each.
Nice.
Okay. In addition, you roll a 94. You get to roll on table I.
Table I.
That is the highest table.
Oh yeah, alright.
First D100.
Okay. It is a. Oh crap! It was in the dark. Where wrote that? 32.
32. A ring of spell turning.
What is that?
It probably turns spells. I don't know. Maybe
Oh,
reflects it
okay.
back. Or
Or 15.
1 5. A luck blade.
Luck. Is that the one that
I think you reroll.
Rambo had it?
I don't know. We'll check. But yeah, a luck blade.
I'm gonna look it up while you're.
Sweet,
Yeah.
sweet.
Okay.
I think you want the name. If it can negate magic, that's good.
I'm gonna find out what that is.
Okay. So we'll get to that. Poke rip.
Here, I'll look up this spell.
D100.
Should we look up one?
100.
Look up your luck rate. I'll look up spell.
So far, so from the names, I don't think I've seen anything that's overpowered. I think or okay.
I mean, I've never played
Hope
Oh.
rolls a 96.
that one. Might be.
Sorry.
A 96.
96. So 96 gets you. Okay. Roll me 2d4.
2d4. 7 4 together.
I need the sum.
Some, right. 7.
Total of 7. So 7d8s, and then this one I need you to group
Alright.
7d8s.
Where's the, it's pretty good.
Hmm,
I'll start posting it on
that's
Discord.
pretty good.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you. Or messenger or whoever.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think this is.
Messenger, I don't have it on the laptop.
For me, at least, like, you would use this. Because, like, most things are cast less than those
Yeah.
It's just the-
Alright.
I need you to group them. Each of these are 1,000 each. Around 1,000.
Alright. 2 7s.
7s. 2 star sapphires.
Let me, I'm gonna compare 2.
What do we roll for that? What do we roll for that one?
It's a D100, so I know what gem set to add, and then.
Alright. 2 7s.
And then it depends.
1 6.
Oh, sorry. 1 6. 1 star ruby.
Alright. 2 4s.
4s. 2 fire opals.
Europa.
Fire opal.
Alright. 1 2.
1 2. 1 blue sapphire.
And 1 1.
1 black opal. And there are roughly 1,000 gold each. Okay, in addition to the 96, you also roll in the highest table.
Nice. Alright.
Okay, roll D100 for your first item.
I assume they want big numbers.
Yeah, big numbers is better.
It's an 86.
Whoa.
86. Your first option is an ion stone of greater absorption.
Ironstone?
Ion stone. I-O-U-N. I-O-U-N. It's a stone where when you attune to it, it circles around your head. It orbits as it provides you with its ability. And this one is a greater absorption ion stone.
Great absorption.
Okay.
Okay? And your second option,
Wow.
roll a D100.
It's a cool
Roll
thing.
the D100 again.
Right.
53.
5-3. You also can get Another crystal ball, but this is a legendary version of the crystal ball.
Legendary crystal ball.
Legendary version crystal ball. I have to double check what that is.
How come your ball is more legendary than mine?
Bigger balls.
So Wilfred's, like, like if we got those, then your ball is legendary ball, mine rare ball.
There can only be
We
a
can,
triple set of
there
balls.
is so many ball jokes going around. That it's so crazy.
One
So
ball is bigger than the other.
Yeah. So it's gonna be one or the other of those.
One or the other.
VR
Yeah.
balls.
After I double check as well, to make sure that it's not too breaking. That's it.
Alright.
Okay.
Barrett?
All right, Barrett. They couldn't find Gelfin, so they said, I guess we can give him all the treasures. He looks like a druid.
Where is this going with it? He doesn't know really why he's being led here.
All right, I need you
Just
to
a-
roll that D100 first.
Hold on, just as an
Oh,
aside. I think that already he's getting on people's nerves because he started calling you Wolfie. He started calling Valakros Big Red.
Oh.
And he misheard your name, so he's just been calling you Hog Reef.
That's right. Barrett is bad with names.
What's he calling Saphira?
I don't think he's thought about it. Saphira seems short enough, but maybe Safi.
Grayscale.
Grace.
They're not supposed to be gray. They're supposed to be silver.
I'm sorry, what
She
about
changes them to an elf.
D100.
Just
So
kidding.
you
They're
can
like-
do a 2D test if you want the first.
I'll give you the two
You
numbers.
just turn
Yeah,
it to
the first
yourself.
digit
Like
is
she's
the
like
second.
she's gonna turn back into
First
shiny
number
herself.
is
See, it's
6.
fine.
6.
No, I'm sorry, 5.
Okay, 5.
Second number is a 1.
51. Roll 2d4 and give me the sum.
2d4.
I don't know why why Barry got this. Maybe because the people wants to make fun of the druid.
Oh, he hates you all
Like
already.
druids all look the same.
Hey, what's the current URL for that 40 tools website? 5e.
1 and a 4.
Are we
So 5 total.
5e.
Yes.
So I need you to roll 5
Can you
d10s,
find it?
and I need you to group them.
5d10 and group. So, first one. Should be. What I just rolled.
On offline, can we do one from work? Possible. Offline. Just
Probably good, yeah. If you guys want, like, again, offline, because we're like 5 minutes to 10, so we can break up soon.
yeah.
Just I also have work tomorrow. If you think that you want to play the other characters, we can have them roll in this as well, so that they can have it. I know you're close to more because you have played more before, but for the others, you may not have that similar connection to your characters. That's fine. Otherwise, I'll just give them a random thing later if I do so.
If they get a nicer thing, can I steal it?
No, no. This is for your characters. So within the group, you can exchange, but you can't exchange with the other group because they're kind of like
Should I
away.
feel like I could use a 5th level spell scroll?
Or you can change the trade with the yeah.
So, I got a 3.
1 3.
One number 3.
Did you roll all of them already, or are you?
You said 5 of them, right?
5 d10s, yeah.
Yeah, they're rolled.
So so 5 number 3. So wait, sorry.
No,
1 number 3. Instead of a gem, he's given a harp made of exotic wood with ivory inlay.
Okay.
Anybody play harp here? That'd be pretty nice.
Okay, so that's 1.
2 number 4s.
2 small gold idols.
1 number 6.
A bottle stopper cork that has a gold leaf inset.
And number 9.
And an obsidian statue with gold fittings and inlay. Basically art pieces.
obsidian
Okay.
Statuette.
statuette.
Yep.
Okay.
With gold fittings and inlay. So it's a black statue that has gold highlights.
A tour of culture.
Well, this is what was given to him.
No, no,
Yeah, yeah, I know.
but it's so,
That's why I was kind of like,
ironic.
I don't know if they're making fun of him because he's a druid and they're just giving him art pieces instead of gems.
That is so
So apropos in some
I
ways.
think that if you had a good perception, you would notice that it's pissing him off every time they mention what they're giving him. But he tries trying not to show it to.
Each of those are roughly around 750 gold pieces each. Okay, in addition to that, sorry, what was the D100 you rolled? That was the 51, right?
51, yes.
So that's in the middle. Okay, first D100 roll.
Okay. Let me just flip it back. Flip it back. This is in hundreds.
Do a D10.
I'm sorry, I cannot see these numbers now.
Here, do you want, this is
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of warped. It's for the AC back on, yeah?
Nope.
Oh,
At least the fun.
I think they're these ones.
These?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What number was it?
D100.
D100.
Yeah.
First number is 1.
Uh-huh.
Second number is 2.
12. Your first option is a potion of supreme healing.
Oh,
Okay. And the second one, second D100.
oh, that's right. We're really close. 7 and 3.
73. You get a potion of cloud giant strength.
Okay.
That's it. Is that everyone?
Yeah.
Baron simply says, I accept these gifts for my contribution in the battle.
All right. We only have a few minutes left, so then the last thing I'm going to impart, which we didn't really get too much time, is again the idea of now that you guys have been presented the gifts and you have the land, whether or not you're, which character, if you want to continue with the campaign, the next part of the story. In a quick summary of the remaining piece is now the open part of the story is the Age of Thrones, right? So in the original storyline, there is a curse in the world that were uncovered based on new undead that were found who are more intelligent than zombies but are infected with worms. Some of the party members have described it as seeing those worms infect living creatures or potentially invade them and basically take over, and it is a different type, it's a new type of undead. There were ties to the dragon cults, right? Because you have learned, some of you have learned that in one of the base camps of the dragon cults were dragon eggs. And the dragon eggs were infected by these worms as well. And some of the dead creatures have puncture holes behind the skulls that were noted. You found skins of shedding of worms, and worms don't really shed skins, but you have seen those skins shed. And then those who went to the swamp also found an actual dragon's egg, Ilfane's dragon's egg, was also infected by worms. So there seems to be a connection of Ilfane and the worms in some experiments. At the same time, I think Eris is the only one, or Barrett was there. You also have encountered a creature stronger than a zombie because it was a diva, right? A celestial being that was also corrupted by this worm, and it was centuries old. Okay. Finally, Saphira, when Saphira joined the party, you were looking for something, but in that mine shaft where the three cults were, and the three cults were the cult of Baal, the cult of Vecna, and the cult of Leviatar. They were called the Ebon Triad, and supposedly they were trying to summon what they call an overgod. And I can review this in more detail later. I'm just going to give you some cliff notes because we're out of time. And they seem to be focused on, again, experimenting with these worms. And there you fought a large creature, not really worm-like, but it has four hands, but it has like a long body and whatnot. But they seem to be tied to the Age of Worms simply because you also found from one of the leaders called Grillock the prophecies. Which then, when you went to Baldur's Gate, met Valakos, you also met the harper named Eligos, who researched the prophecies, and he mentioned something about it. You have a copy of the prophecies, I think it's on the server, we can review that. Eligos got killed. You've asked the Harpers to research the Age of Worms. They have provided you some information. We can review that, what information you have about the prophecies. And finally, while in Baldur's Gate, you fought the Ogustrasta. You learned that Lord Rachnian was also tied to the Ebon Triad because one of the priests there wrote a note to Rachnian, which is why you were investigating Baldur's Gate. And the arena was staged as a large sacrifice area, for because they have to be willing to die, right? So there, you fought Lady Amina, who appears tied to the Age of Worms, fought the Ogustrasa, which is the giant worm, and you saw Lord Rachnian transform into a Death Knight and went somewhere. You also lost Silver Shield. You lost Lord Ekian. Remember Ekin?
Yeah.
No, Aristotle.
He has the mummer's cuffs, and
Yeah.
he was looking for his sister.
Yes.
Oh,
Ecom.
his sister.
No, Ecom.
Ecom small shield or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you lost him as well. But you believe that might be part of the prophecy, what happened to Baldur's Gate, because there was the Ogustrasta. But at that point, then, when you got to Waterdeep, it got pushed away because Haven 3 Remelia wanted to focus on the Dragon's Cult. But you asked Ren to assist with the research, and right before you left, preparing for the battle, he did mention that he found a lead because there was an old harper years ago who was fanatic about researching Caius and the Age of Worms, but he disappeared. But he found a journal, and he said that he found in something location a teleportation picture that could lead to what is called the Spire of Long Shadows. That's where we left off, right? But we don't know where that would be at this point. So now the question again is whether or not your characters have a reason to follow that path, or retire, or change characters, up to you. But if there were any exchange of items, it won't make sense if you exchange it to a new character, right? But we can talk about what they have and what they performing and where they have been. So I'll leave it at that for now. Any questions, thoughts? Yeah.
You mentioned something about downtime. How much downtime?
Yeah, so I would think that with the rebuilding and resting, I would at least give you guys maybe 4 weeks of rest. 4 weeks at a minimum, but I may come back and extend, like, okay, actually it was like 2 months or something, and then you guys can do whatever you want. And in the meantime, those who are sticking with the characters, level up to level 11. So block that out, and if you want to stick with the character. I think I have Barrett in written form.
has level whatever he left. So we just level it up each time, and then tell me what makes sense and what his history is so far.
Gotta take a picture.
Oh
Yeah.
shoot! Okay, yeah.
Should we take a picture? How should we take a picture?
What do you want to be in front of?
We could also just take
We
a
should
picture.
have like a Tiamat, like, you know, the wallpaper.
Yeah.
And then, take a picture around it.
Well, it's like we can actually, if we can take the picture here, like with that camera, so we're all in it with something, and then if you send that to me online, I can print it onto the thing.
I'm
So
trying
if you
to
want to
see
do something
where is
funny,
the-
or I'm gonna pack this up while we get rid of it.
Let me do this. We'll change it.
Oh, level 11, I get my first 6 level spell.
Nice. That's very exciting.
Show.
Destroy undead CR2, man.
Oh.
And now, Caius is all about undead, so I'm excited.
It's now, yeah, Sapphira, it is now all undead.
Finally, I was hoping there'd be some in fucking Tiamat. There's nothing. Couldn't use
Well,
any of my
you guys
special
flew
abilities.
in. The army, if you were actually to fight through it,
Yeah.
each stage, there were undead, there were demons,
Oh.
there were dragonborns.
Wow.
But you all flew, above it, so.
We were on a time crunch.
Lou, do you know which legendary crystal ball Hope is thinking about here?
Are there multiple? Because I haven't checked.
Oh, the thing I'm looking at says there are 3 types of legendary crystal ball.
Oh, wow.
It could be a crystal ball of mind reading, a crystal ball of telepathy, or
And
a
a
crystal
true
ball of
seeing.
true seeing.
Ooh.
That's crazy.
I think I also have the very rare one.
Crystal ball of telepathy. You can communicate telepathically with the creatures you can see through the. Oh, the crystal ball does a scrying, and then through the scrying, you can communicate telepathically with any of the creatures you see on the other side.
Dude, that's so cool.
And then you can cast suggestion on them.
That's
That's
sweet.
fantastic.
You have just convinced me that you're not gonna get. I'm just kidding. let me review, and then I'll let you know. I don't know yet. I didn't know there were more.
The crystal ball of mind reading is similar, except you can cast detect thoughts.
Oh,
on the
each
creatures
one
on the other
allows
side.
you to pass through it.
Yeah, and true seeing gives you true sight within 120 feet of the other side.
How are we doing it?
Okay.
So all of them cast scrying.
Yeah, all of them
Yeah.
cast scrying, and then they can see through it. That's interesting. Oh wait, I can't tell that yet. Okay, never mind.
Are you sure you do a thing?
Yeah.
It seems like exactly what Hope was looking for.
I know exactly. yeah. The dice have spoken, but I just have to figure out which one to give you.
How do we do this? Over here?
We can do it over here. It's fine.
Yeah, I
You
know
wanna
it's
have
still
this in the
visible
back?
too, but it's like
Oh,
expendable.
I just need, it doesn't have to be on my phone. It just needs to be a picture, and then I can print it out.
We could always just Photoshop, right?
Print quickly?
Well, I don't know quickly. I don't really know. I'm still trying to learn GIMP properly because I don't have
Is
Photoshop.
there some way we can have a camera over there?
I don't know if this would reach far enough, but maybe. What?
We need to have it.
I'm surprised Blue doesn't have
Oh, what?
some sort of something for his phone.
I mean, but they want that in the background, so regardless, it doesn't matter which camera we use.
Oh my god.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, that was the old one. Yeah, that was like 70s, 80s.
Oh my god. The folder.
27 episodes.
There's 27.
All
I don't even remember all of them.
27.
Yeah.
What?
The winds of darkness.
It's very 80s. The pacing is all over the place, and it's not as good as I remember it. And it's kind of like weird, and I fell asleep trying to watch it, so I didn't even finish it.
The girl who dreamed tomorrow. I love these names.
So for those who are not familiar, the concept is that they went into a theme park, a D&D theme park, and they got transported into the D&D world.
Got isekai.
Is it Isekai?
It's one of the original isekai.
Wow.
And because it's the original edition, it's not even by class. So their class and it's the fighter, the ranger, the elf, a magician or whatever. And guess who their first and main enemy is?
Someone we fought?
Tiamat.
No.
As level 1s.
Oh my
And
god.
Tiamat is a recurring opponent.
Like they just keep vanquishing her and she keeps coming back. Like
No. They keep fighting her and they keep running away, I think. I don't remember how it ended. So I fell asleep. But they also was fighting another wizard sorcerer or something. That's the main guy. But that main guy was also fighting Tiamat. So it's like a three-way thing. So.
All I know is that we can't make it back, so they finished the season with an happy ending.
Oh, okay, interesting. When I was watching it, the first few episodes was so boring, and I fell asleep. And then I woke up, like, what's happening? The animation kind of like got better, but then I can't feel like what's happening. Is it a side story or whatever? And then I was like, okay, I'll continue that, and I stopped continuing, but I'll watch it. Anyway, picture, because
How do we
it's
do
past
it?
10 o'clock.
how do we do? Need help.
Well, there's the gigantic.
Yeah, do you just want to just stand here or sit here? I'm gonna just.
We can do that, and then I'll just do a selfie.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a tripod. You need a selfie stick? I have a selfie stick.
So we're just standing over there.
Oh, we should try and get close to it. 'Cause
I
it's-
think you're gonna need the selfie stick.
Yeah. How do I?
Well, I can do it on my phone.
Yeah, because you have the ability to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let me stop recording and